It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Yep, Charlamagne the guy.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots, and we don't have no post-roll today. No, not post-roll. What's the thing that comes before the pre-roll?
Yo, but we do have something important that we need to acknowledge.
What do we need to acknowledge?
Because we got someone on the team that's eating foods at the grocery store and putting it back in the fucking whatever.
Tell me who it is. I'll report him right now. I'll call 911
This
right now.
motherfucker right here, your man. That's why I said don't open the gift.
Oh, now you going to jail, bro.
Yo, son.
I don't fuck with y'all.
Son.
I don't fuck with y'all. I hate y'all motherfuckers that are licking the ice cream. Oh, now you going to jail.
Bit of pickle, put it right back in the pickles. Y'all posted on Instagram.
Taylor, call. Where was this? Where was this?
That's my Instagram. You didn't see the post?
Oh, now you going to jail. Ain't no statute of limitations on food tampering. We're going to send you right to jail so you can get your anus tampered with. I'm tired of this shit. I'm serious. I'm sick of this
You like
shit.
when people bite shit and put it back?
Exactly. I'm going to get your pickle bit, goddammit. I'm going to send you right where you can get your pickle
We
bit.
couldn't believe it, bro. I don't understand
How'd
why.
you find that?
So who? Do I follow you on Instagram? Not anymore.
He reposted this?
Son, he posted himself. He was like, yo, I've been eating food and putting it back since 2011.
You know how corny that is, bro? Nobody likes these people.
Yo.
Like, we don't like any of these
why.
people. The guy that spit in the Arizona iced tea, 20 years. People that lick the ice cream, 5. Make examples out of these motherfuckers.
100%.
I have no sympathy for them whatsoever on no level.
No. You need to see this.
Let me see.
This shit was astonishing,
Let me see.
bro. Hold up.
I'm about to give you some.
The question really is why did you do it?
This was 5 years ago, by the way.
Hold on.
Wait, you wait a minute, Nefertiti. I got to introduce you properly. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah, you going to jail,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. This is not Alex, by the way.
Yo, this is whack, my G.
Son, he
This
bit
is whack.
the whole end of the pickle off. You know? Yeah, but you an adult when you posted it.
I don't even know if I want you working there no more. I'm being totally honest. That shows a lot about your character. Like, that's disgusting. I don't respect that. I don't respect that. That shit is lame as fuck. Yo, people got kids.
I'm coming in spicy today, guys.
I don't know, bro. I think we need to report that to the proper authorities, see if we can get a reward. Where's that? Where was this done at? All we gotta do is send the video and say fuck. Don't say it's a throwback.
Oh shit!
Don't say it's a throwback.
Don't say it's a throwback. Say look, we got
Pathmark. You don't think Pathmark gonna pay good money, bro?
Let me see if there's a location.
Pathmark gonna pay good money, bro.
It just says Pathmark.
Pathmark is gonna pay good money to know who their pickle thief
Here's
is.
the thing, though. Why would you repost this at a time like this?
Son,
Like this is like reposting misogynistic jokes in the middle of the Me Too movement.
who does that? What kind of insane comedian would do that? I can't imagine
It's like, look
anybody.
what I used to say. Look what I used to say.
This is bringing up your own old tweets.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why? You don't want attention that bad, do you?
No.
Nah,
Jesus
you do,
Christ,
bro.
man.
You got the fake Woolrich.
Went down my newsfeed because I posted.
Stop. You're making excuses. You posted yourself. There's no excuse.
You definitely did.
All right.
All right, we got a special guest in the building. This is a longtime friend of mine. I think I've known her for like 12 years. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Has it been
Whoa.
Well, it has been that long.
Jesus Christ.
We're old, guys. We're old.
We are.
Why do we gotta be old?
Nah, we old.
Oh, man,
Let's just
okay.
admit it.
I don't even know how to introduce her. She's a news reporter. Or did you say criminal investigator? Would you say that?
I would say journalist, criminal investigator, yeah.
Journalist, criminal investigator. She has been in Philadelphia. She's been in Atlanta. She's been in Houston. Am I missing anywhere? Florida?
Miami. Yeah.
Nefertiti Jaquez is here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Nefertiti.
Thank you guys.
She's in New York City. What's going on, Nef?
Nothing. Here for the week. You know, stop by to see you.
You pulled up into this debaucherous podcast. Do you know what you're getting into?
She came in crazy, bro.
Tell me,
How
when
She
crazy.
came in crazy.
I walked in, I heard 4 hashtags. What were the hashtags?
What was it?
AIDS.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Pickles.
AIDS ice cream. That's a bad flavor.
You can lick in that one. No matter of fact, you Hey, that's what happens to AIDS ice cream when you spit in it.
Real
All
talk.
Some of you nasty people keep licking ice cream. It turns into AIDS ice cream. All right?
Oh, man.
Turn that Rocky Road right into AIDS ice cream quick. Right?
So we had
It's not Bluebell, it's
What was-
Magic Ball.
AIDS ice cream, pickles.
Let's start.
But,
Why were y'all discussing AIDS?
Yo,
first and
she
foremost?
said first of all, what was it the one you said about you and your sleepovers when you guys would scissor and you gave each other HPV
No,
or
don't
whatever?
even do that. I said that I had never scissored anybody. Charlamagne knows that is not true.
Her and Taylor were like, yo, remember on the sleepover? Because we were talking about how like men don't really get STDs like that, and then they were trying to act like men give all the STDs to the women, but
No,
really
that's not
women
true.
give all the STDs.
Women are more prone to catch STDs.
That's because you got the mitt,
but
we got the bat.
Cool, but T was saying her argument was, how do you think we would get it?
Because and then you were like, yo, well, we're scissoring on our slumber parties.
I never said anything about scissoring because I've never scissored a day in my life.
Maybe you called it something else. Maybe
don't
you
like
called
scissor?
it little, like a little.
Her album was amazing.
You guys were playing. What'd you say?
I don't want to know.
You
as your
like
friend.
scissor?
I love Scissor. Her album is great.
This is a different type of scissor.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like when you
All
play like labia tag, right? So you just go like that. You got to go leg to leg. You just mix
How do you
vaginas.
get the AIDS?
I think it's more, you know how like the
He
spaceships
invented
dock.
this.
You know, like they slowly,
Yeah.
and I think it just passes
Really?
through like that.
Really? Star Wars? Is that what we're
it might
thinking?
be Star Wars.
I can see you getting AIDS from scissoring because it's like playing paper, rock, scissors. Like you both cancel each other out. It's too.
It's multiplying negative numbers. Bro.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So you guys were talking that crazy shit, and what we were just trying
That's
to say.
the story you telling?
It's not a story. It's just the facts. And we were trying to say how it's harder for men.
Okay.
That is a fact, though. That's
It
a
is
scientific
harder for
fact.
men.
It is harder for men to catch STDs.
Okay.
I think that the only way you could get.
Why y'all start with AIDS, though? Y'all couldn't work your way up to that?
I think we started with HPV.
Okay.
No, before that we started with the ice cream because you were saying with Ben and Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs actually having the plastic. So it went from there to STDs to AIDS. I mean, there was some fluidity to the story. It just ended up
Basically, the
I
moral of
can't
the story is
really say
all these things need protection, is what you're saying.
yes.
Yes.
And
Yes,
somebody
yes,
in the
yes,
room
yes, yes.
shouldn't be eating pickles.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
She might be fired by the end of the podcast. I'm serious.
My bad.
I've been waiting to make an example out of one of these food-eating motherfuckers, man. Okay, if we can't get them arrested, then we gotta, police them
Take
where we
matters
can.
into our own hands.
Absolutely. So that covered AIDS, ice cream, and pickles.
I think that covered the AIDS ice cream and pickles. It was a wild little conversation we had before you came in here.
Okay, serious.
Taylor,
But just to let the audience know, T and I have never scissored. I'm just putting that out there right now.
That's 100%.
Yeah. 'cause
Y'all
we
just met.
I know.
Yeah, there's time.
But it could go down, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. The way you said that, Neff, is like, we've never had.
Yeah, true that.
Put me on the spot
I don't
like that.
even know you like that. That's how you said it, right? Like,
Seriously, how do we feel about these guys in these grocery stores?
yo,
And these women in these grocery stores?
disgusting.
Seriously.
let me ask you a
I mean, it is
question.
what it is.
Remember that game, the knockout game?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's the remedy, right? What if all these dudes that were licking ice cream and like eating the fucking pickles and shit like that? What if we just allow the knockout game dudes?
That's not enough.
You want more?
I'm gonna tell you why it's not enough, because we
Go.
don't know how many times these people have done this.
Right.
So we don't know how many people they've affected with their bullshit. We're only seeing what they put online.
Right.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is the first time. You just don't go into a store, open up some ice cream, lick it and finger it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Because pickles happened in 2011.
Exactly. Think about that. This guy's been doing that since then.
and that's not a one-time thing, dog. That's a multiple
And
time
he's
thing.
proud of it. He's like, oh, I ain't getting no shine from it now that it's hot.
Now you want
Let me
some.
show you who the originator, the pioneer, the Curtis Blow of this shit is. You know what I'm saying? like
Pickles is going to have me jumped right after this podcast.
For real.
I know. I feel it.
I think that they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I think that there should be definitely food tampering charges
Yeah,
100%.
brought up
I
against all
agree.
of these people.
Yo, how many people died, you think, because they got food poisoning?
Who got the AIDS ice cream?
They got the AIDS ice
Somebody
cream.
got the AIDS ice cream, bro.
Yo, some old lady whose immune system was already whack. Then they got the, some
You know what I'm
AIDS
saying?
almond butter.
Thinking it's just her being lactose intolerant? No, your immune system's failing. Right?
I can't.
Now you Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
I'm telling you, all because somebody wanted to play a goddamn game with some ice cream.
Yo, you know how many old women you've killed, bro?
Nobody touches those pickles.
Only old women eat pickles.
And pregnant people and
And pregnant
And pregnant women. Oh my
So
fucking
elderly,
God. You
pregnant
piece
women
of shit.
and children.
You
do
the
have
reason why
lowest
the
immune
babies
system.
came out with the fucking edamame head. What was that? What was that
Edamame
disease?
head.
He's
Remember
talking
that
about-
disease when they
Oh,
came
no,
out?
you're talking
The little
about
horns in the back?
No, with the little head.
When their heads got real shrunk.
The shit when the mosquitoes bite you.
Encephalitis?
Nah, what is called?
No, he's
Ebola-
talking about
Ebola.
No,
No.
West Nile.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Mosquitoes is West Nile.
No, they bit you and then your baby. Zika!
Zika. There you go.
You made the fucking Zika.
Zika. That's disgusting.
Look at Feathers' face.
Bro.
You don't think
After I did that Pathmark closed down. But I don't think it was because of me.
it was because of fucking you? They failed all their goddamn. What's the people that come to grade your shit?
We don't know. That's
The food health people.
Can we ask the why question? Like, why did you do it?
Because he was
Like,
hungry,
did you
bro.
think it was funny?
Come here,
Did you
come
think
here.
like we
Come here.
just want
Come
to know
talk on
why?
this one. Come talk
Like-
on this one. Come talk on
Like,
this one.
sorry,
Give me-
as
come
a
here, come
journalist
here.
in the room, I just gotta know why did you do it? Like, did you think it was funny?
At the time, yeah. And, because nobody, that's like the neighborhood. That's the neighborhood, the grocery store. I grew up there.
Right.
I know nobody touches those pickles, man.
So why didn't you just buy it?
Because it was on the clothes, and I was gonna buy a pickle.
So then, why did you bite into the pickle and then put it back? You're not answering the question. I just want to know why.
I
So
don't
it's a
think there was a
neighborhood
reason.
store. You grew up there, so you know the owners. They know you by name. You walk in there all the time to get your now
not like
laters
that,
or
but-
whatever. So how did we get to the pickles?
That's a good
You crave attention that bad, bro?
No, not at all. It's just that, there's no, I was 19, 20.
You're already biracial. You get love from both sides. How much more attention do you need?
Yo, we don't claim this, bro.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
We don't claim this one, bro.
You're
This on
Mexican from
y'all.
now on.
Yeah.
All right.
The Puerto Rican delegation will have to handle this one.
So if you answer why, I'll let it go. I just need to know
Might
why.
have been drunk, to be honest. Might have been
Might have
drunk.
Nah,
been.
that's
You
not a
don't
good
know
excuse.
if you were.
No.
That's not a good excuse.
But I never did it again after that.
We don't know that.
Oh, I'm telling you, I haven't.
Anybody that would repost that in the midst of all this shit that's going on definitely has done it more than once. You're proud of that. You're proud that you've been to that goddamn
Not
pickle.
anymore.
Why'd you repost it?
Yo.
Because
Look,
I don't.
Because you
let's,
wanted
let's
attention.
be really real.
Let me
right
ask
now.
y'all a
No, 'cause
question.
He is,
Go,
he is
go,
a man,
go,
so I don't think men express their feelings the way that women do generally. Obviously, there was
I am a
somebody.
very-
I know that you are. You're
Okay.
an exception to the rule.
Wait a minute. Feelings are gay. No, I'm just joking.
But somebody was clearly filming that. Was there peer pressure at the time for you to do it? Just be honest about that.
No, it was my idea. I said, yo, film me.
Okay, so you're honoring it. You're okay.
All right, you're going to
Okay.
jail, buddy.
Yo, listen.
I'm turning you in. I'm turning you. I'm going
He
to pick
wants
a
to
path
get-
mark.
He wants the Crime Stoppers.
Google the
money,
nearest
too.
path mark. I'm sending the video. Watch. You think I'm playing? Google the nearest path mark.
It was years ago.
Nope. I'm gonna send the video to there's a police station right around the corner. I'm gonna call my guy
Some
Jesse.
precinct coming in.
I'm gonna call my guy Jesse. I'm gonna say, Jesse, we got one of these motherfuckers over here. He's gonna say, what motherfuckers? I'm gonna say, these terrorists that are terrorizing these grocery stores and licking fucking food. I got one right here. He just showed me the video. I'm holding him till you get it.
So should I delete it?
Oh, it's too late.
All right, go sit over there, man.
Yeah, go back in the corner.
Baby
on.
goes
Go
back
bite
to the
Alex's pickle.
corner. This is like, why you bring me into this?
Yo, this is how much. This is a perfect example.
Pat Mark in Harlem?
Oh, Paige
definitely
wants you
going to
out of
jail.
here, yo. Paige wants you out of
Paige is
here.
like, I'm Googling it back
Google that
there.
shit with the quickness, right?
Okay, Paige.
So here's a perfect example of a great opportunity to post something. Because it's popping right now, but you don't need that attention to do it.
It's corny. It's because nobody's giving them attention because we like what they're doing.
Right.
That's it.
Nobody agrees with this shit.
There we go.
There's nobody that thinks this shit is funny. Everybody thinks this shit is disgusting. Everybody wants these people to be punished in some way,
They gotta
shape,
get
or form.
punished, man. They
Yeah.
gotta get punished.
Would
bro.
you have done a story on this if this was going on in Atlanta? If this was an epidemic? No.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Really?
look, I think it really affects other people. And when you're talking about compromise, like if all jokes aside, and we're talking about compromised immune systems, STDs, whatever it is, at the end of the day, it's completely disgusting. I mean, there's a reason why we have the FDA, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the point of having the FDA if like Mr. Pickles and
What's
this is ice
FDA?
cream, federal,
The people I was trying to name before but couldn't remember their names.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah.
the federal,
Yeah. Fat Dick
Food Drug
Association.
Administration. No, is it? Yeah,
yeah.
Food. Yeah, Food Drug Administration.
So if they're supposed to be like checking what we eat to make sure
Yeah.
that we don't get sick, and then you have people licking ice cream and eating pickles, I mean that goes
Come
against the
on.
whole grain.
Right.
But I do wonder why there's not plastic on these ice cream. Because when I see ice cream,
Time.
most of the time it's a condom on it.
Exactly.
So why is there no condom on
Some of these
ice
ice cream companies are putting it out raw.
Yeah.
And I feel like that alone, we stop trusting them.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta fuck with Ben and Jerry's.
Ben
Ben
and
and
Jerry's?
Jerry's got the little thing. Haagen-Dazs got the little thing.
You gotta have a condom on it, bro.
Simple as that. All food.
Yeah.
All food. You can't trust any food that doesn't have
But
it.
a lot of food actually says that if it's been tampered with or it doesn't have it, to not eat it.
To not eat it.
Right.
Like the Snapple, if you open it, it doesn't go,
Yeah.
you don't drink that Snapple.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. The guy, whoever bought that Arizona iced tea after that dude spit in it, if you bought that Arizona iced tea and you saw the seal was broken, you're asking for whatever disease is in that bottle.
Wait, hold on. I thought the Arizona got a little, it's like a can.
I thought you unscrew it.
Not Arizona.
There's different ones. There's bottled.
They have
with the
bottled
actual-
Arizona now?
Yeah. They have bottled and can, and then the big jug.
Either way, it's a broke seal. Because even if you do the one that pops open, isn't it like a piece of plastic or something?
Or the gallon. I mean, you still have to hear the... Yeah.
It clicks open.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, listen, if you're buying that and seeing the seal's broken, the seal, the click is broken, then, like, you deserve whatever's
don't be
in
a
that
sucker.
goddamn bottle.
Don't be a sucker.
Now, I'm glad we have Nefertiti here because I want to talk about this. Andrew doesn't care about this kind of stuff because he's single.
What? What'd I do?
Did you hear Michelle Obama's speech
Well,
at
I'm
Essence
not
Fest?
married.
Well, you're okay. You don't have to be married.
What's this?
You're in a relationship, right?
I mean...
Oh, she out here,
Holy
bro.
shit.
She
Poor guy. Poor
She out here, bro.
hot girl summer, huh?
Yeah, real
Nefertiti?
talk.
Holy
Real
shit.
talk.
This guy thought it was something serious.
Yo.
You came to New York
Don't
and you
say
just
that.
like, eh.
Don't say that. Don't say
Yo,
that.
he's listening to this right now to support you.
No,
He was.
Don't.
He's
He
already.
was listening to support us.
Now he's like,
don't take our jokes as Bible. Just don't.
hold on.
This is
So,
like a decade long.
how long have you been dating this guy?
What do you mean?
The guy that you're
Exactly.
with right now.
I'm not dating anybody.
Does he know this?
Yes.
Did
Wait.
he know this before you said it?
What do you mean? Yes, I'm an honest person.
So he knows that you guys aren't dating.
I don't know who he is, but yes.
So you don't have anybody.
No, I got out of a long-term relationship. I'm not dating anybody. If we want to clarify what the terms of dating means,
Do you
we
go
can.
out to dinner with guys, make out? Maybe they
Make
grab your
out?
boobs.
No, I'm not making out
Do
with
you go out to dinner with guys?
I mean, you know, it's hard for guys to get me to go out on a date.
Yeah.
Why?
So, I don't really trust guys like that. And
Yeah,
I'm in a
but-
business where I'm working 24/7. So
Oh, you're busy. You don't have time for dates.
right.
What about like exchanging like nudes or anything?
How? How do you even get to that point?
No.
She won't even go on a date with you.
Right.
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
No.
I
I didn't think about it like that all
I am
the
not
way.
sending my anything to anybody.
No,
I wouldn't be dumb enough to do that.
that's a stupid thing to do.
Duh.
No,
Have you ever sent out the pipe, Charlotte?
Never. And I think it's stupid to even take the pictures nowadays.
Yeah.
Only because we know that it's going up in the cloud and you got all of these fucking hackers that are hacking people on
I mean, this
purpose.
is staying on a
Right.
server, so whether you think you've deleted it or not, you really haven't.
Like when people got mad at Whoopi Goldberg for saying that who else she said it to? Who she say that to? I don't know.
Oh yeah, what's that girl's name?
Who was it? Taylor Swift? Wasn't Taylor
No,
Swift?
not Taylor Swift.
Who was it?
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
But when she said that to her, what she said was real. She was like, if you know that these things are going up in the cloud,
Yeah.
why are you taking the
Right.
pictures to begin with?
yes, because they're not hacking your phone, you're hacking your cloud.
Absolutely. And if they know you're somebody, they're going to try to hack your shit. That's why when Aisha Curry jumped out there and she was like, she sent news to Steph all the time. I'm like, yo, you're inviting people to hack,
To come hack.
your
Right.
phone.
Yeah, but nobody wants that. Yeah.
She's beautiful. Stop
That's
it.
wrong. She really is.
All right. All right.
It doesn't matter. She's married anyway, so you don't have
She
to find her
doesn't have to
attractive.
be your type.
Yeah.
Bella?
Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne.
Oh, yeah.
Still don't know who she is.
Yeah. She's a Disney actress. I think a Disney actress.
I think she was.
Or she was a Disney
I think
actress.
she's a little kind of out there now.
Yeah, she is definitely out there.
So how will you ever get to be in a relationship with somebody if you don't trust guys?
I'm usually friends with them first.
Yeah. So you grow to trust people?
Yes.
So when you
Like
say
you get grilled like the first year, and then maybe I'll consider.
Got you. But what don't you trust about men?
I mean, we were having this conversation before you came in. I think
Are you comfortable with that?
You didn't
Talking
name that
about
in the
this-
hashtags. I heard
this lot?
AIDS, ice cream,
Oh, it
pickles.
gets
Yeah,
crazier.
and none of that relates to me. No, not the AIDS, the ice cream, or the pickles.
Of course not, yes.
No, I mean, coming from an abusive past, I think that it changes the dynamics of how you have relationships and the trust that you have with other people. So I think when you come from a past where you've been physically, emotionally, and sexually abused, the way that you perceive relationships is just a little bit different.
Yeah,
So it's always been very difficult for me to just trust a person in a romantic setting. I always say I'm a really, really great friend. I don't know how I would be as a girlfriend. I think if you asked the guys that I've dated, their issue with me, they would always say Neff never gave me 100% of herself. That would be the common theme. So there was never like this bad breakup or anything else outside of the first dude that cheated on me. I would end it, and that's what it would be, and that's what it was.
I have so many questions. First of all, who are these white men that cheated on you? Because black men don't cheat. So who are these two white men that cheated on you?
Actually, the first one that cheated was Dominican.
Oh, see? Still not black.
That's an Afro Latino.
Right.
No afro there. Just all Latino.
It's just Latino now. Now they
I don't
excommunicated from the black
discriminate.
community.
The second was Indian. The third was black. The last one was
the
white.
third one didn't cheat, though.
Third one
the
cheated.
first two cheated.
Third one cheated.
No, the first one cheated. The other three did not cheat.
The white guy didn't cheat. Hey, white men don't
Black
cheat.
men don't cheat.
White men don't cheat. You haven't heard the remix? White men don't cheat.
Look, I also think to a certain degree, maybe it's just the way that my mother brought us up, is like a man's going to treat you the way you allow him to treat you.
That is a fact.
So,
People in general.
For sure.
You got to teach people how to treat you.
For sure. So I'm not trying to be nobody's number two, a sub, or I'm not trying to share anybody either.
Who would make you the number two?
Yo.
Well,
I would like to
making me the number two.
I'm just
so
saying
that's what I'm saying. That's why nobody else cheated.
So you set that precedent. So how do you...
I'm setting the precedent because we're already friends beforehand. So that trust is being built on a friendship level. So I already know everything about you before, where I think if you're going into a normal relationship, you meet somebody, I don't know, at a grocery store or the Starbucks, you exchange numbers. That's not how it goes.
Right.
I'm friends with you first. We've been friends for a long time. So I already know every single thing about you, from what you've done, your past, who you've been with, who you've wanted. So when you go into a relationship already having the foundation of a friendship, I think it changes the dynamic, because you're not trying to act like somebody that you're not in that, like, quote unquote honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
You already know the person.
But
How long does it take you to know the person, though?
I think for me, I usually give it a year.
And what makes you know that this guy's finally dropped his guard and it's not his representative, it's actually him? Does he shit in front of you? Does he fart in front of you? Like, what does it take?
I mean, I'm a tomboy, so I don't really care about that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's more of a feeling for me internally than it is more about them.
You gotta
I mean,
meet his
they're
mom.
like sticking around. Moms always love me.
Yeah.
I have a great relationship with all the families. Even
But
if I don't
are you
like the dudes.
concerned that you might not meet someone who that you're romantically interested in because you're basing these relationships only on friendship? Like there's a certain
For sure, that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately.
You end up having these like homies that you agree to have this sexual relationship with, but in reality, the person that you really had that sexual chemistry with, maybe you'll push them away because you can't trust them.
But don't you have to have a friendship with a person before you even get to that level? Like, shouldn't your mate be your
like you're
friend?
not just getting it.
I think it should start. I mean, it's just me. Like, I think it should start with like extreme romantic attraction.
It should start with sex.
Start with sex,
and then work its way to friendship.
Yeah.
It's not starting with sex with me.
No. I don't mean like you have to have the sex.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should start. The foundation should at least begin with, wow, I really want to have sex with that person, and then you
mean
go
just physical attraction.
It has to start physical attraction,
Okay,
and
I
then
agree.
from there. You go, wow, I also have a lot of things in common with this person.
Mm-hmm.
This person really respects me. He makes me feel safe and protected, etc.
I don't agree with that. I don't think that I would have ever gotten laid ever if everything was based on physical attraction.
Because for me too,
No, you might be right.
I don't need you agreeing with me. Could somebody please tell me I'm handsome? Nice shoes.
Yeah. There has to be different levels of the attraction too, right?
Yeah, but I think people are attracted to you for reasons more than just like physicality. You know, like
well,
you
for
could
sure.
be.
Like if I'm not attracted to your mental game, I mean, like if you're
That's
not
it.
an intellect, like that's it. If I
Yeah.
can't have a conversation with you about a myriad of issues, we have issues right then and there.
But most presentations are because of your appearance first and foremost.
Yeah, and I don't think that
Yeah.
it helps that I'm on TV either.
Oh, that's the worst.
So exactly. So I'm always looking for somebody who probably doesn't even watch TV.
Right.
Who are these blind people that you're dating?
Doctors don't watch TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Engineers don't watch TV. Tech guys don't watch TV.
That is a hell of a generalization. How do you
I'm
know
just
this?
saying most.
Yeah.
Because I've interviewed enough people where if I have to interview them as a specialist to something that I need, I'll call and they'll be like, who? And then they really literally have no idea of what's going on in the news because they're not getting their news from TV. They're getting their news from Instagram, from the Breakfast Club, from, you know what I mean? Like, we live in a generation where it's easier to go on Twitter than it is to actually go physically into a store and buy a newspaper.
Got you. Now, when you talk about being abused, right, emotionally, physically, was that one person or a multitude of guys?
Two people.
Oh, so that makes it very hard for you to trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Who are these pieces of shit? And where can we find them? And
I think I'd rather
Fuck
not
them up.
say now because one has been forgiven.
Yeah. How do you ever really forgive somebody for that, though?
I mean, I think the emotional and physical abuse, I think, there's a lot there. I think there's this theme that hurt people, and I'm not excusing or justifying this person. But clearly they play a significant role in my life. And I think because I've forgiven them, I don't think it's fair to then now put that particular person on blast.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other person, I'm just not going to say who he is because the rest of the family doesn't know. but I have no feelings for that person.
You'll
Meaning if something were to happen to him now and you call me and you were like, Neff, like homeboy passed away, I'd be like, okay. And we could keep it moving.
Yeah. How do you heal from that trauma then if you don't reveal it?
I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, through therapy now. And I mean, I
Who
think.
talked about it? You and Andrew?
Yeah, right
How
before
the
you
fuck
came
y'all
in.
talked about all of this? I just got here.
Bro, come on, bro. You thought it was just pickles, AIDS, and ice cream? That's all I talk about? Man, come on now.
I mean, look, I just think it's where the conversation went organically. I don't think either one of us thought it was going to go there.
Leave
but
it to Andrew to get to some abuse quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. Poor Andrew. I'm sorry, Andrew.
You gotta be careful with Charlamagne saying because this guy has
I
power,
know,
bro.
trust me.
Charlamagne says one thing and then everybody just starts believing it.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
2 episodes, you were like, yo, the way you say blacks bothers me. Now for the last 2 weeks, yo, it is true. The way he says blacks bothers me as well. Literally every week we get called mayonnaise on this podcast, and I just giggle away at it. White people mayonnaise. All right, I say blacks. How dare you say it with that intonation?
Yeah.
Sensitive ass
He's
motherfucker.
been that way for forever.
Power, bro. This guy's got power,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, look, I think the healing process is one that takes time. You've written about anxiety. I mean, this is, when we talk about mental health, what you've been through, abuse, anxiety, whatever stress that is caused to you in the body, whether it comes from yourself or from other people, your surroundings, your community, your parents, your family, I think to some degree, you kind of have to own that, right? And so I think my being comfortable in talking about it now is that place where you go from victim to victor. Where in owning your story, my hope is that one day other young girls or boys feel that they can kind of grow out of that, to know that the pain is always going to exist. There are always going to be triggers. But there's a difference between deciding whether or not you're always going to live your life as a victim or realize that that's a part of your life, but it doesn't define you.
You know, it's very well said. I had a conversation with my man, Dr. Freddie Haynes. He's a pastor. And he was talking about the difference between forgiveness and acceptance. And he said sometimes we think we're forgiving somebody, but we're actually just accepting what it is that they did to us. Because he said that the only people that can truly forgive, and I want to know what y'all think about this, he said the only people that can truly forgive are powerful people. Because powerful people, when they forgive you, it really means something, because these are the people that can actually do something to you.
Right.
So when they forgive you, it actually means something. He said those of us who don't have the power to actually, do anything to the person that abused us, we just accept it and we call it forgiveness. What do you think about that?
But is he saying that's negative that we do that, or?
I don't know if he was saying it as if it was a positive or a negative. He was just saying what he thinks is the difference. And it made me think about what happened in Charleston, South Carolina, the church shooting, because there's a scene in the documentary of Emmanuel where, all the families forgive. And, they're doing that because they're saying it's making them feel better. But then somebody else in the doc says people only forgive when they don't plan, when they've accepted the fact that they're not going to do anything to the person that harmed them. Right. So to me, that's just acceptance as opposed to actual forgiveness.
And maybe acceptance is valuable. I mean, it sounds pussy, right? Like it sounds like you're losing, but the idea to accept life for what it is allows you to operate in life as it is. Right? Like if you just go, yo, hurricanes come here every year and it probably is going to fuck up our house, you're going to be a lot more understanding when your house gets fucked up instead every year getting upset that the hurricane comes.
Or if you bought a house in an area where you know that it's hurricane prone.
That's what I'm saying.
I see both. I mean, as a victim myself, I see both sides. I will say the person that I forgave, I are forgiven.
Fully. Because you could have hurt them.
I could hurt them now if I wanted to, even by exposing who it is right now in this moment.
Oh,
you want to tell us?
No.
No, you should just say she forgave him.
What? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part.
Whoever that was like...
They're like waiting on the end of their chair. No, I just don't feel the need to put him on the spot in that sense.
Right.
And forgiving him means that. As far as the other person, I have no feelings.
Did it make you feel better forgiving him? Did you feel any sort of release?
Yeah, because the only thing I asked him to do was to tell me that he was sorry. I didn't ask for an explanation because there wasn't going to be an explanation that he could give me that would make me feel any better about what had happened.
Right.
For my entire life.
And did you explain to these people that they affected you emotionally in the relationships that you've had?
For sure.
Past, so there's an ongoing cost to that abuse.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And what was their reaction to that?
I think he was hurt. He was hurt to know that was an effect that was going to forever changed my life or has.
Yeah.
As far as the other person, I mean, we haven't had a conversation. I haven't seen or talked to him in over a decade. So.
Oh, word.
You're making me think when you talk about forgiveness or acceptance, the person that you won't forgive, you kind of have no choice but to accept what they did to you because it's done already, right?
I mean, it's done already, but I think a level of acceptance, I think also has it could have a positive attachment to it, right? So I don't feel positive or negative. I've just let it go, meaning I'm not going to live with the anger of what's happened to me because I heard somebody say once, it was another pastor, and I don't recall, saying that if you are going to hate the people for what they've done to you, then you have to love them too, meaning everything that makes who I am as a person today, my compassion, my empathy, when I go into these stories about, telling these crime stories and really focusing on the victims, I think it plays a role into who I am. I don't think I would have the level of compassion and empathy and understanding for other people had I not been through what I had gone through. So for me, it's not an issue of acceptance, bad or good. I feel absolutely nothing for this person.
So if you saw this person, you was walking down the supermarket aisle, right? And you saw somebody licking ice cream, putting their finger in it, putting it back. Then you saw this person that you hate buy the ice. Do you hate him?
I wouldn't say I hate anybody.
The person you don't forgive, you saw him buy the ice cream, you wouldn't warn him?
What do you mean? Like warn him?
Yeah, would you say, hey, somebody just licked that?
No, I would probably
Would you
beat up the
snitch on
person.
him?
Snitch on if the person of the ice cream, or if the person of the ice cream was that same.
The person that's buying the ice cream is your abuser.
Right. I mean, yeah, I would snitch on the ice cream, sure.
Oh, you would say, hey,
Oh,
somebody...
no. I understand the scenario you're making.
Yeah, I don't understand
So there's
the scenario.
one person licks the ice cream,
Yeah,
right?
you see-
puts it back.
This
Then
douche in
you're-
the corner,
Yeah.
right? He licks the
Sorry,
ice cream,
Pickles.
puts his finger in it, he puts his back. Then you see your abuser buy that same ice cream. Would you tell him, hey, somebody licked that?
No, I'd give high five to Pickles.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you really don't like this person.
No, but at the same time, there's nothing I can do now because the statute of limitations already been up.
Okay. You got the infinity gauntlet, right? You got all 6 infinity stones.
Oh, this
Paige,
is
please
good.
help me.
Snap your finger.
This is
You
good.
can snap your finger
Yeah.
and make this person disappear. Would you do it?
As a Christian, I would say no because that's not my decision, right? So that part of me would say no. I would say there were elements in my life in the past that I would say yes, but right now I would say no.
Listen,
Your Christianity is keeping it alive.
I think my faith in God, for sure.
But God also gave you this infinity gauntlet. He's looking at you like, woman,
you can snap
how
your
you
fingers
think you
right
got the
now.
infinity
So God
gauntlet?
is giving me this infinity gauntlet.
Well,
God does
I mean-
everything, does he not?
It depends.
This is also a make-believe.
Yeah,
This is a hypothetical.
Right?
I'm saying,
It
like,
is.
there's no infinity gauntlets anywhere, and all of a sudden you get an infinity gauntlet, and you're like, I can't do it because God. And he's like, really, yo? Really, yo? I just made you a fucking infinity gauntlet. You can't snap. You're Latina. You be snapping all the goddamn time. Finally, you get to do something with it.
I mean, it's just hard. I mean, look, like I said, I think a younger me would have been like, yeah, but I think I'm at a place in my life where it's not my place to crucify.
Why do we act like God's a punk, though?
I'm not saying that he's a punk.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for
God's
me,
throwing you to oop.
I know, but how does it serve me to then do that, right? Like, I think to some degree that's hypocritical. Like, at the end of the day, why am I causing pain on somebody because he caused me pain? Like, I
Yeah.
don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That shit feels good, man. That shit feels good.
100%.
yo.
I mean,
And by the way, I always talk
look,
about...
but this is what I'm saying. If you or Andrew said to me like, "Oh, I'm going to take care of something," I'm going to be
Can
like,
you snap?
"Okay."
Can you snap? Do you have that? Some people can't snap. Can you snap?
Can I snap?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I just see you do it?
See, he's going.
Yo, he's gone. Think
just
about it, yo.
He just just that easy.
Bye.
Yeah, but to me, he's non-existent to begin with.
No, I don't believe that. The reason I don't believe that is because you would not stop anything from happening to that person. That's true forgiveness. True forgiveness is
The
when...
only reason I'm not stopping anything from happening to him because it would affect other people in my life.
But what if he had done that to other people?
No, I'm talking about, see, I can't say because then I'd be exposing who he is, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that the other people in my life are more important to me and me
Ooh,
protecting
got you,
them
got you.
than for me to just be like, Charlamagne, take him out. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm doing is that I'm taking the burden of not only the pain, but in protecting other people that I care for that might be highly affected learning or knowing, which I think at this point you could do 1 + 1 in who this person is.
But the problem with that is you don't know who else that person is doing it to.
For sure.
So it's kind of like, and I'm using another superhero reference, but it's like when, Peter Parker could have stopped the guy after he robbed the dude, and then that dude went and killed his uncle. You know what I'm saying?
But you're pretty, I'm an investigator, so I didn't say nobody was being watched.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Keep your eyes on them just in case.
Do you think that you're more protective now because you had a lack of protection when you were growing up?
Of myself?
Why you make it sound like she's Bluebell ice cream, bro?
Right,
Talking about like you need plastic or something.
You mean of myself or like of other people?
Of others, because you keep saying like you're protective of your family, you're protective.
Oh, I'm completely. Charlamagne will tell you, especially
even
when
your
it
job,
comes,
right? You're looking up these crimes. You're trying to make sure that.
Yeah, and people ask me all the time, do you do crime because if it bleeds, it leads, which is like the concept of the news business, right? And for me, it's not. It's always about the victims.
Yeah,
and he will tell you that for me, it's about making the story about the victim. I could care less about the suspect outside of making sure that he or she spends the rest of their life behind bars.
Well, yeah, you want them punished for what they did to that person because you know what it's like to be a victim.
Yeah, I think that it definitely helps in what I do, and I think it's made me very successful in that realm because that's what I'm known for.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why is it like women seem to be obsessed with these true crime podcasts, TV shows? Like, have you
trying to get Neff to do one now?
I know.
Okay, well, for real talk, it is like, I'm sure you're aware more than anybody. It is massively successful. Like women watch, listen to these things.
Atlanta
like
Crime Murders. What was that show on? Not Oxygen. What was it? Lifetime? What was it called?
Oh, the Lifetime joints.
What was it called? Snapped. Yeah.
What's the podcast? There's a very popular podcast.
Serial.
Like all these podcasts, right? Murder Town or something like that. There's one called. And what is it about this genre of content that women specifically are drawn to? It is like 90-10 female to male. Why the fuck do women love it so much?
We would have to call my sister to ask that question because she's one of the watchers. For me, it's very different. There aren't that many female crime investigators, and he'll tell you. I mean, I go up against like white, older counterparts.
No, not saying what you do.
Career.
I'm saying given
so
your
as a person
proximity,
who does it,
yeah,
I'm rare in form, being a younger.
But as someone who's in it, why do you think these women specifically are so drawn to it? Because you have close proximity to this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different. I think women are natural caretakers. I think when you hear stories about innocent kids being raped and or killed,
ooh, tugs at your heartstrings.
Yeah, I think it tugs at your heartstrings in a different way. And then I think men are analytical and very logical. Like 1 + 1 = 2. With the women, we tend to be more instinctual. We go with our gut. And so the idea that somebody
are you saying that women are illogical?
I'm not saying that they're logical because I'm completely logical. Okay. I'm saying that it's just intrinsically in the way that we're made and we're built. I think not that men don't want to know why. I think the connection is like with Mr. Pickles. I needed to know why he did it. The fact that he recorded it, the fact that he reposted it, the fact that he thought maybe it was funny. I don't care about that.
That makes sense. I just wanted to fight.
I want to know why you did it. Yeah,
nasty piece
right.
of
Like
shit.
a story is who, what, when, where, and what, and why. And the why to me has always mattered more than anything else. I don't care about the pathmark. I don't care if it was a pickle, a lollipop. I don't care what he would have done. I wanted to know what literally led you psychologically, mentally, to want to eat the pickle and put it back. And I think with women with crime, it's the same kind of thing.
Right.
Do you think that once you know the why, you can get to the root of it and maybe come up with a solution? Is that the reason?
To some degree, right? Because when we watch news, whether you consider it fake or biased or unbiased, I mean, what you're looking for when you're telling a story is, it's not the journalist, it's not my job to put something in your head. My job is to tell the story with the facts as they are and for you to internalize it in a way that you want so you can base your honest and organic opinion on a story that has no bias, right? So I think that's what it is. I think ultimately when you see some of these stories, you're like, well, why did that husband, I don't understand, why he killed her, then killed himself, or was it over an affair? Really was it? And when who do I think of when I think of that? What was his name?
OJ?
Yo,
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Charismatic on Twitter, bro.
Shut up, man.
Nah, this is real,
I don't follow
bro.
him on Twitter.
Scott
You gotta
Peterson.
follow him. He makes you
Scott
feel
Peterson.
good about yourself. He gives so much positivity.
Is
Go
that
out
what
and
he does? He
seize
gives
the
positivity?
day, bro. It's always a beautiful day in the background. He always got a good message. Opinions are like armpits,
Go out and seize the day. And by day, I mean grab a white woman and cut her throat.
Listen, that allegedly, we don't know if that's, you know what I mean, innocent or proven guilty. I think that if you go and follow him, I would not be shocked if he makes a comeback.
He never went anywhere, bro.
He did.
Nobody.
He moved to Kendall. I mean, I've interviewed him in my career. So
You interviewed
You
O.J.
interviewed
Simpson?
OJ?
yeah.
You are a thrill seeker.
Hold on. Wait
What
a
is
minute.
up with this now?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Talk
When?
to us
I've been
about
inside
this.
of his home too. Back in
Why? How do you not trust men, but when you went inside
Kendall.
OJ's
I
house?
was with my crew at the time.
Oh.
Was your crew another white guy? Because he's taken down 2 people before. That's light work for
He
OJ.
was. My cameraman was, and I was very young in the game. I had just started in Miami. I just graduated Brown, and I'm like, oh my god, it's OJ, and he.
What is the allure of OJ? Why did you feel that way?
There was no allure. I actually had to interview him because of the civil case. I mean, he moved to Kendall
Oh, so
because
they
it's
couldn't
pretty much
seize his
known
shit, yeah.
they couldn't seize it, which is why he moved there. So
Explain
then,
that for people, though.
I mean, it's just the law. I
The
mean,
Florida laws, right?
Florida law
Yeah.
is that they wouldn't be able to seize, and of course, the Brown family, because they couldn't get anything out of the criminal case, were
wanted
looking
it.
to sue because they, in their hearts, believe that he did it.
Leave it to
And
Florida to
so-
protect O.J. Simpson.
Real talk.
Only Florida would protect O.J.
So
Simpson.
I mean, I can't say whether he's guilty or not. That's for
But
people.
was he charming? When you met him,
You haven't
was he
stopped
charming?
smiling and blushing since you mentioned
You
his
really
name.
haven't.
Really?
Yes.
Blushing?
Yes.
Yo, you've been
Stop.
blushing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even now, you're like, stop, stupid. Yeah, look at you fixing your hair.
Yes. Would you like us to go get you some orange juice from the store, maybe? Huh?
You're a mess. I'll take it from him. I'll deal with later.
Okay, so was he charming? What did you feel comfortable around him? Was he like smiling and stuff? Like, what?
Well,
were
I
you
didn't know what to think because remember we were so young when this happened. All I
Yeah.
remember is leaving school and going home and watching CNN with my dad and not really understanding. I didn't know him as a football player. I was too young to really figure out what was happening at the time. All I could remember is, okay, he possibly killed him. If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit the Bronco, and that's it. Then, then growing up, I studied law, not journalism. And so I was on my way to completing my law degree when I decided I want to be a journalist. So it wasn't like I was that familiar with the story being so young when it happened.
Yeah.
So when I met him, I think that there was some level of uncomfortability because I really don't know. And I didn't know the facts of that case because, of course, I didn't cover it as a child. So I didn't know what to think.
Right.
And he just had bags that he needed brought into the house, and he asked my photographer and I to help him. And I'm thinking, like,
Can't tell him no. He might kill me.
Yeah.
that's not what I thought. I thought, like, I need to get this interview. And so I'm going to help carry some Bed Bath & Beyond bags to the front of the house.
Do you remember the interview?
Do you remember
Do
the
I remember the
lotion he
interview?
was using? Yeah.
Yes, I remember the interview and he saying that he did nothing wrong, so therefore he didn't feel like he owed the family anything.
Wow. Was that one of your first big gets?
Yes. For me, historically, I would say so, yeah.
Were you nervous? Felt any pressure?
I was nervous and felt pressure, which is probably why I helped bring the bags in.
Not because it was OJ, but just because of the magnitude of the interview.
Yeah, I think a combination of both.
Okay.
Because when you see somebody, for example, like I'm 5'8", so I'm pretty tall for a chick. I remember thinking when I was a little girl, seeing him on TV, that he was this grandiose, like big guy. And then now I'm meeting him and I'm like, oh, you're not really that tall. His shoulders were rolled. He looked like he had a lot of stress in his face.
You think?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that like when I saw him
Bath
as a
and
kid,
Beyond
I thought
bags.
like he was much
Heavy.
bigger than what he was. And then in meeting him in person, I'm like, oh, okay.
We got.
But it was still nerve-wracking because it was my first gig.
Yeah.
Okay, but you said something about Scott Peterson. That's how we got in.
Oh, so
OJ.
Scott Peterson, I think, was different because when you guys mentioned OJ, for me, when we were talking about women
Who's
in
Scott
crime.
Peterson again?
So if you remember him, he was the one, I don't remember what year, because I was, again, young in the business. He was the one who had the pregnant Lacey Peterson, beautiful pregnant brunette.
Oh, and then
wife,
she
and
and
put her in
she
the
was
car or
pregnant.
something?
No. She was pregnant, and then her body resurfaces in the water off of California.
Oh,
he was
shit.
with the parents doing press conferences, like, I need to find my wife. I'm crying. They were trying to find her, and then come to find
Well, he
out.
threw that chick off the.
Yeah, he killed
Yeah, I
his
thought he put her in a
wife.
car and pushed her over or something. That was not what
I
happened.
don't remember the car. I just remember the body being found near the rocks because,
Gotcha.
again, I was still young. But, I mean, for that, I can see why women would feel like, how could you do that? Because then he stood beside his in-laws at press conferences crying, saying, I need to find my wife.
To be fair, like as a married dude, he's probably been fake around his in-laws.
I can see
Right, but he killed his wife and their unborn child.
I didn't say that has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying, like, if you have in-laws that you don't like, Thanksgiving, you got to fake it the whole
But
time.
that's
So
the
he's
thing.
like, I got this press conference.
It wasn't an issue of not liking. Apparently, this is like, they loved him as their son. Like, there was never an issue up until that point. And then even they didn't believe that he had anything to do with it.
No, they're bad choice. They have terrible character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not good judges of character.
So he definitely killed her? He threw her off the cliff? Or what happened?
I mean, he was charged and he's in jail. I think he's now remarried or definitely dating somebody
Who
else.
the fuck would remarry Scott Peterson?
This is another thing. We need to have we need to ask women this because I really
fuck?
no.
I don't know.
This is my this
He's
observation.
really remarried?
I want to say
100%.
he might have been remarried.
Let me
You
look
might
this
want
up.
to Google him, but he definitely
100%.
has a longtime girlfriend who, after he committed all of this and went to
Y'all
trial
love
and was
murderers. Why can I ask this? And I mean
Yeah.
this sincerely. Okay, I watch these prison shows sometimes, right? Every prison show, there's a woman that's meeting her boyfriend that's in jail.
Yeah.
She can't wait to meet him.
Yeah.
They have a little meeting, conversation, this, that, yeah. Then you watch these girl prison shows. Never once is there a guy that can't wait for his boo to get out of jail.
Have you seen the
Never.
documentary of Griselda?
What?
Griselda is different
She's different. Why?
because she's the cocaine cowgirl or whatever
right,
like that.
but she had that dude, that Chris dude.
Yeah, but that's a business thing. That's not
That was
like,
a business thing. They had a relationship.
He was
that's
fucking
a-
the plug.
He was fucking a
He's
plug.
trying to get to the police.
Like,
trying
who
to
hasn't done that? Like, you never sold a little Molly?
No. I have not committed a crime. Only crime I committed, I was like 4
Yo.
years old, and it included a Snicker bar.
You stole a Snicker bar?
Yeah. It was like 3 or 4. You know when you go to the grocery store and like the candies in the aisle. So we weren't allowed to eat any junk growing up. So I have always had a sweet tooth. So I saw the Snicker bar when my mom was paying for the groceries. And I from Rhode Island. So it's winter. We wear layers. I put it in my little like puffy coat. And I remember she put me in like my booster seat in the back and she's driving and she looks in the rearview mirror and I'm like chomping on the Snicker bar. And she's like, "Where'd you get that?"
And you're like, I stole it.
I don't think I said that. I think I just had a mouthful of Snicker bar.
Why didn't you just bite the Snickers in the store and put it back?
Because I'm not like Mr.
That would be
Pickles.
wrong.
Yeah, that would be wrong. I
All
just
right.
took the entire
So
Snicker
why
bar.
is it that women love like murderers? Why is it that women will like meet someone who's already in prison and
Yeah.
write them letters and get married to them? Like, what the fuck is going on with these chicks that they are meeting guys who have proven in a court of law to have
Right.
horrible moral flaws and they're still engaging with them romantically?
And Scott
What
is on
is
death
happening?
row.
Yeah, I know.
And he still got a
But
shorty?
He got a shorty.
Please explain this phenomenon
The
to
thing
me.
is
I don't
can't,
understand
because
this.
I would have to be one of those women in order to explain that. I can't explain how somebody would think it's okay to, allegedly, or in this case, he was found guilty, kill your wife and your unborn child, sit beside your in-laws, pretend like you're looking for your wife and how sad you are and crying for TV cameras.
Yeah.
And then be the one who actually killed them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to know the why of this story too.
Thank you.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I always want to know the why.
I just briefly went through it. I'm gonna have to go watch this. There was a documentary on A&E or something. I want to know the why. Because it's like he got arrested at age 30. They found her body washed ashore. At the time of his arrest, he had dyed his hair blonde. They found him with 15 grand in cash, 12 Viagra tablets, survival gear, and his brother's driver's license. Like, I want to know why.
He
Why
was
did you
on
do
the
that?
way out. I mean, there were, possibly a lot of affairs. And he even gave an interview. I want to say maybe it was with ABC
12
News.
Viagra tablets was in his to-go bag?
That's a lot, bro. You planning for some action with 12
Right.
Viagra tablets.
That's 4 hours a tablet.
A fake ID.
That's 48 hours of hard dick.
Okay. Is that what we're thinking about here?
That's what I'm thinking about. Like, what are you trying to do with that? Are you
mean,
trying to
he's
pole vault over the border?
He's a
first of all,
killer.
exactly. We can't figure out why he killed his
Well, we're
pregnant
trying to
wife.
figure out why. Right. His innocent wife is dead. And
Yo,
their
what if they were
unborn
just
child.
on the cliff and then hanging out, taking a picture, and a Viagra kicked in and just knocked her off
Andrew.
No,
accidentally?
he didn't even
Maybe
say he
that's
was.
what
He didn't
happened.
even say he was there. I think, if I remember correctly, she
Yo,
went to run an
that
errand and
could have
never
been
came
it.
back.
Say what?
I think his claim was she went to go run an errand, and mind you, this was on Christmas Eve. If
That's
I
what
believe
I'm
that.
saying.
Like went to go run an errand before like the holidays, and
Now-
then never came back. He never even claimed to be near the water where she was found.
What if he said, and I'm not,
But
just,
he is an avid fisherman, I believe.
I'm just playing white devil's advocate.
Do you think he just ties some line up to his big ass Viagra dick and
We
then
don't even know if
fishes
he had
with
a
that
big
thing?
I don't care about his.
What if he said? What if he said that he found out the kid wasn't his, that she was pregnant with? Not excusing it.
Oh
Right.
shit,
but that
that's
can be
a good
a
point.
reason to snap.
Momentary
It
rage.
could be a reason to snap, but if you didn't bring her to this earth, why do you think you have the reason to
Yo,
take
you've
her
been
out?
rubbing your wife's pregnant feet for like 6 months, thinking it's your baby
You
in there.
claiming he's rubbing? You think he was rubbing feet if he killed her that easily?
I would rub feet.
Okay, one more time. You think he was if he killed her that easily?
So you think he was abusive prior?
I don't think you go from nothing. I don't think you go from nothing to killing your wife and your unborn child.
That's also probably true, but it's also probably true that she had nice feet.
What are you talking about?
Out of
I don't
respect
even know
to
at
the
this
family,
point. I'll
I'm
be
gonna
honest,
just
I
stay
don't even
quiet
know.
there.
I don't even know. Free ASAP. Free Rocky.
How much coffee you had this morning?
A lot. I had
much.
I had a medium.
I just wanted to talk about Michelle Obama. I don't even know how we gock here.
Yo, Essence Fest. Shouts to
Hold on,
Essence
let's pay
Fest.
some bills first.
All right, fine.
And
I
then
gotta
we'll
pee.
come back. We'll come back and talk about Essence Fest. Whole Lotta is the tasty new fruit, nut, and seed bar from Cliff Bar, okay? A soft-baked snack bar with an awesome nutty texture and big bowl flavor combinations. Whole Lotta is packed with whole ingredients you can taste in every bite. It's a great anytime snack bar for when you're hungry in between meals or need something delicious, convenient, and satisfying, okay? Whole Lotta gets you through that midday slump, all right? Cliff Whole Lotta has all the goodness you want, like pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashews, dried cherries, and ginger, and none of the stuff you don't. That means no gluten, soy, dairy, or added sugar, okay? The new Cliff Whole Lotta bar is packed with a whole lot of flavor and organic goodness. It's available in mouthwatering flavors like tart cherry almond, salted dark chocolate, roasted peanut chocolate, and spiced almond ginger. This is a whole new kind of soft baked bar packed with 10 grams of plant-based protein. Visit cliffbar.com/idiots for 35% off a trial pack of Cliff Bar's new Whole Lotta bars. That's cliffbar.com/idiots. Now let's get back to the show. Now, Nefertiti, did you see what Michelle Obama said at the Essence Festival?
Yeah. What was your take?
I thought she was 100% right. I think that when you are in a relationship and especially a marriage, like your significant other has to be strong. You know what I'm saying? Like it is like building a team. Like you want a strong teammate. Like I don't understand why we applaud Kawhi Leonard and Paul George hooking up or, LeBron and Anthony Davis hooking up, but we don't applaud strong couples when they come together. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because we had this discussion this week about can you be independent while married? In a relationship, I think women should always have this sense of independence until you're ready to be interdependent with your significant other. And that should only happen when y'all get married. Because once you become married, it's a union.
Right.
I don't think you can or should be independent in a marriage. I think that defeats the whole point of marriage. So that's why I agree with what Michelle said. You have to have a strong teammate so y'all can form a strong team.
Agreed. I mean, how are we defining independence? Because like, if Feathers and I, were married.
I'm Feathers.
Yeah.
You're How the fuck you got a nickname for him?
Well, T actually created the nickname. I just went with it.
I'm
Feathers.
I don't get credit for the actual
You
nickname.
didn't know I'm
I just went with
Feathers,
it.
bro?
I support the women in the room.
Been
T,
Feathers. Bird call.
Feathers.
You gotta be a little bit better than that. You gotta get a little more Cardi than that.
That's me. That's young Feathy.
I mean, if we were married, I mean, I agree that it's supposed to be about the team. But when we talk about independence, what level of independence? Meaning, like, if he wants to, if he calls me and he's like, "Yo, Charlamagne and the guys and we're gonna go." I don't know, play golf or we're taking a vacation and that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
That's him doing something that he likes independently, which is great because then he can come back home and that's something we have to talk about.
Did he ask you or he's telling you? If he's asking you, say, yo, I want to go away with the fellas this weekend to play golf, whatever, is that cool with you?
Why do you have to ask, though?
Because you're in a marriage, you're a team.
Yeah, but you don't got to ask to go to work.
Yes, I do.
Hey, baby, can I go to work so I could pay for the
Well,
roof?
it depends if he's flying out versus being at home.
Absolutely.
I mean, but I get what you're saying. I mean, I think there's a difference between asking, feeling like somebody's your boss versus somebody being your teammate.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like if he was saying, if there was nothing planned and there was nothing else he had to do and he said he wanted to take the guy trip, I'd be like, okay, cool. The same way that if Paige T and I wanted to go somewhere and I said, yo, we're going to go out to dinner, we're going to a lounge, I don't expect him to be like, no.
Well, they have no money enough, so you'd be paying.
That is not the point. The point is, and I don't agree with that. That's why T did that's why she sucked your teeth.
Yo, T is fucking upset about that one.
It's okay. I'm protecting the
Yo,
women in
T,
the room.
where you going to take them to dinner, yo?
It's Kabibbles. It's Kabibbles.
Feathers.
It's Kabibbles Philly
Feathers.
cheesesteak.
I
Oh, you
got
know
you.
about It's Kabibbles?
You
I
live in
got you.
Philly.
So,
Yo,
Chickpeas.
but no, so I don't think it's necessarily an issue.
how
of
many
asking or
Philadelphia
telling.
crimes are solved with like that little provolone cheese under the fingernails?
Boy, bye. So I think it depends on what we're saying, the level of independence. But I do agree with you. At the very end of the day, when you are getting married, it is a union. You are a team, right? But when you're a part of a team, you work together.
Yes.
To his point, you don't tell somebody what to do, right? You decide together what you're going to do.
Absolutely.
Right, but there's certain members of the team,
Mm-hmm.
right, that get to call their own plays. You know, so like Jordan.
they though?
Say what?
Do they?
Jordan gets to go. Give me the ball.
Yeah, but even if I go ISO, you still got to set a pick for me. Like, it's another teammate that got to set a pick or do something.
Yeah.
I'm with that 100%. You got to give me the entry pass. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't gotta ask permission. I gotta go. Yo, it's ISO, but I gotta go do this.
But when you're a team,
I gotta pay the bills.
when you're a team, though, you know. Yo, Michael should have the ball with 2 minutes left. Kobe should have the ball with 2 minutes left. Clay should have the ball with 2 minutes left. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? When
right.
you're on a team with a person, you know that.
Yeah.
You know what a person's strengths
Or you
are.
know you can't take the shot and you got to give it to the rookie or the
Right.
other guy.
But don't you think
knowing
it's-
that that's how you're going to win the game?
Don't you think it's easier for Michelle to say that? Like, do you think Barack is watching that? Like, I don't remember you in those meetings when we were drone striking these families.
No, I'm going to tell you why.
Absolutely
was doing that
not,
independently.
Because prior to that, she was the breadwinner.
Yes.
So
not
let's
about
make that
not
very
about
clear.
breadwinner. I'm talking about the hard decisions you got to make.
I'm going to tell you how Michelle...
I'm
no,
just saying, prior to him being president, she
Yeah.
was holding down the fort.
Right.
As he went chasing his dream.
I don't think Barack gets to be president if it's not for Michelle Obama,
Thank
and I'm
you.
going to tell you why.
Oh, of course, because we're not going to hire a single guy to be president. Like,
But, no,
that's just,
I mean, well, tell Cory Booker that. All right, but what I'm telling you is...
Wow.
what I'm saying...
No comment.
we might hire a gay guy.
Bad Pete Buttigieg. All right. But
Dude,
no,
what about the full gay ticket? Booker and Buttigieg.
Booker,
that-
why Booker's not gay?
Come on, son. Come on, son.
Booker's gay?
Come on, son.
Do
If
not
there's a
look at me,
pot
you
of gold, there's
I'm
a rainbow.
not- no comment.
Where's the rainbow? Where's the pot of gold?
In Newark.
No.
You don't think Cory Booker's gay, bro?
I know he's been asked that
What are
before.
his eyes a little crooked because he's looking for dicks?
Jesus
Stop.
Christ. All right. Okay.
Stop.
You
He's
really
such a
don't
nice
think
guy.
that he's gay,
All right,
bro?
bring it back with the team. All right. See, this is why we don't let you play
Less
ISO.
coffee. Less coffee.
This is why we don't
Less
let you play
coffee for him.
ISO. All right.
Feathers needs less coffee.
But no, with Barack, right? When Barack was running for president, everybody was looking at Barack like he was like some type of Manchurian candidate. It was like, there's no way this black man got this far, right? I'm a conspiracy theorist. I never voted in my life for anything, except for maybe a video on like Video Music Box or something, until Barack ran in 2008, right? But when I saw Barack Obama,
He voted for two things in life: tip drill and Barack
that's
Obama.
right. All right. I'm a little older than Tip Drill. I was voting for goddamn DOS effects, they want effects and all that type of stuff. But when I saw Michelle with Barack, I trusted him then. I was like,
Yes.
oh, he's black for real.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, I think a lot of Americans looked at it like that too. They're like, "Whoa, this is such an impressive wife." And I know that this might sound weird, but a lot of us look at a wife and be like, "Wow, an impressive woman like this would not choose a stupid guy."
100%.
And I think a
why
lot
would
of
any woman choose a stupid guy?
well, we just talked about
Taylor,
women choosing
your time to shine.
men in prison.
I mean, I think that goes beyond intellectual, but I think that goes beyond intellectual ability if you decide you want to date Scott Peterson.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
of
That
I
has
agree.
nothing to do
I
with
agree.
IQ.
I agree.
I think
Oh,
you have something
I don't-
literally rigged in your head that's just wrong.
That's wrong with you. Yeah,
but
yeah.
but for if we just take that to the Michelle situation and we look at this woman Michelle, she's eloquent and she's seemingly very intelligent. A woman like that is not
She's
going
not
to make.
seemingly, she is.
Yeah, but we don't know that for a fact. I just know what is
Who,
written.
Michelle?
When I'm seeing her for the first time, I don't know that for a fact. I know what is
okay.
written down on a piece of paper that she's reading, right? Right. This is what we're seeing for the first time you ever see Michelle.
Okay.
Right. So you're going to see this person, and every time in an interview, she's charming, intelligent. Like all these things are happening. Right.
Yeah.
Why would someone that comes across that well choose somebody, make a poor decision with her husband, the person she wants to spend the rest of her life with? In a way, it absolutely qualifies the man.
Well,
Undeniable.
I think in situations like that, I don't think it's about intellectual IQ. I think it's about emotional IQ.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So she might have an emotional weak spot for this guy. I mean, think about it. Think about all the great women you know that have great careers, that are intelligent, that are dating pieces of shit guys.
Like who?
I mean, you know, one who just don't be looking over at me.
Who?
I mean, it's a bunch. It's
He has a friend who just, you know, is about to get a divorce.
Who? Wendy?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But often the
But I'm not
people.
gonna sit here and act like she got the highest IQ intellectually.
Stop.
I'm just saying. Like, I mean,
What are you saying about me when we're not around?
no, I'm not. This is on a podcast. Everybody's gonna hear this. What you mean? We're not just having conversation amongst each other. You know what I mean? I'm glad it feels that way.
You're
though.
saying Wendy's emotional IQ is not the highest.
I
and
think
she's
it's too high. She's a Cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so being that she's a Cancer, she's very loving. You know what I'm saying? She's very sensitive. She's very emotional. She has a lot of empathy. You know what I mean? She always thinks she can clean things up, fix things.
Yeah.
That's why she ended up with Doodoo Brown from Brownsville.
So maybe, for those of us who did not know Doodoo Brown from Brownsville, right?
Nobody looked at that guy and said, this guy is worth a damn.
How about this?
Yeah.
How about this? I guaranteed would assume that if it's a guy with Wendy, he wouldn't be as bad as he was. Because
you think that highly
I'm
of
thinking
Wendy.
exactly
Right.
right, and I think the same applies to Michelle.
And you
right?
hear her on the radio, and she knows she don't take no shit. She's always giving
Right.
relationship advice. Okay?
So
got
this
you.
guy got like with Stedman. Say what you want about Stedman, but he can't be whack. Because why would Oprah make that decision? Like, he has to satisfy something. He has to be there. He has to.
You got to be a little whack. I'm gonna tell you why
Fam.
Stedman got to be a little whack.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Not as whack as Kevin.
No, I'm gonna tell you
or
why.
Kelvin.
No, they've been together for so long. Oprah clearly doesn't want to marry him.
But she said she didn't want to.
That's what I mean. Oprah clearly doesn't want to marry him.
But he has proposed.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Of course, he's proposed.
Right, but do you need the actual marriage certificate? Like, some people don't believe in the marriage of institution
I don't
in
think you
that
do.
way.
I don't think you do.
Especially with her, too much legalities, too
Yeah.
much splitting of the pots and all that. Yeah,
No, I think if it works, don't change it. I'm 100%.
But he also
there.
wasn't poor coming into the relationship either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so we think he's a scrub.
Stedman.
No, like that's the illusion he's a scrub, but in reality,
no,
he
I
had his
never
own
thought
money.
that.
He's independently
I
wealthy.
mean,
He's-
as Nefertiti said earlier, you know how women ask why all the time?
Why?
When I see
I mean, I'm
situations
not
like
dating
that,
a scrub.
I'm asking the why.
You're not dating anyone.
thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh, definitely not after this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever you thought you was dating before you got on here acting all
How are we
sporty.
defining dating?
Do you guys make out?
You're assuming there's a guy.
Oh, a girl. Do you and the girl
I
make
have,
out?
I have no bi-curious lesbian tendencies.
Never hooked up with a girl.
No, I've only kissed one in a theatrical performance.
With
Really?
tongue?
What was the performance?
I played Olivia in the 12th night.
about the art?
You played it. Yes.
I played Olivia in the
Did you
12th
get your
night.
tongue in there?
Shakespeare.
You played Olivia, and you had to kiss somebody.
Yes, because in the 12th night, I'm kissing a man, not knowing that the character is actually a female pretending to be a man.
Yo, Shakespeare was on it.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time, bro.
Way ahead of his time.
Wow. What was this called? Romeo and Caitlin?
No, it's the 12th night. Learn your Shakespeare.
Wow.
I ain't got time for this.
So that's actually written in the play?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had the tongue? Like, what kind of kiss?
Now with that?
You know what? Because my
It's like, this
parents
is
may be listening,
interesting.
We are not going to answer that question.
So
They weren't at the play?
Yeah, and my dad was not happy.
Ooh. He was highly upset.
Yo, but
Highly
back in the
upset.
day,
Strong
in
Christian
Shakespeare
man.
time, I think that
Strong Christian man didn't
Oh, yeah.
approve of that.
It's acting. It's that's all it was.
it was acting. Yo, I have a question about that. Is acting so it doesn't count stuff, right?
All right.
Well, to me, in that moment, it didn't count because it wasn't like
No,
when
no,
you
no.
kiss somebody
I
if there
know.
are feelings.
I know. I'm just saying things are what they are, right? Even if it's acting. Like, there's an actor named Jake Gyllenhaal, right? He got a sister named Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Now, if they have a sex scene in a movie, they can't be like, we're just acting.
But I'm sure they would not contractually sign on to anything where they would have sex in a movie.
Because
Their
they
brother
know.
and sister.
Exactly. So,
Right.
even though you were acting with the makeout, it was still making out with a girl with your tongue and saliva.
I never said there was any tongue. You asked, I didn't answer the question.
You said there was tongue.
I did not say it was. Roll back the tape. One thing you won't do is try to get me in a corner. I'm an investigator. It's never going to happen.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Listen, think
that
about
was powerful.
That was powerful. That was very newsy.
This girl's from Providence.
The thing with Jake and his sister, that's an interesting question.
Right?
Because what if the sister does land a role where she's playing his romantic interest in a
Right.
Well,
movie?
then that wouldn't be their decision because they would have to sign a contract
So check
beforehand.
it. Check it. No, this is where
So
it
that's
gets
your
interesting.
decision to do an ancestral scene.
Charlamagne, what movie?
Ancestral?
Incestuous.
Yes,
Incestuous.
sorry,
I'm about to
yes.
say, that's like a space movie you just
Oh,
named.
sorry.
I was like, I thought you were talking about.
I didn't have coffee today, okay? I was just trying to get here,
I
and
got
my
you.
Uber driver didn't
Okay,
know
so
how to
check
get
it.
here.
Jake Gyllenhaal was in a very famous movie, right?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Which movie is it?
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain.
Amazing.
And he did a gay scene in that movie, right?
The whole movie was gay.
Was gay scene, mad
Yeah,
gay,
like, the movie was
But he's
one long
talking
gay
about,
scene.
like,
One long
the
gay
second
scene.
Right.
right? So
I hated
that-
the title of that movie too. I think that was very disrespectful. That was the most disrespectful thing about that movie.
Why? What do you think?
Brokeback Mountain?
True.
Like, bro, like, come on, man. Who's playing a game here?
But you think it's complimentary? Like,
No, it's not complimentary.
what should it be? Like a little
Would you
sore
really,
back?
listen, if you were gay,
Yeah.
would you want a man to break your back?
If I'm the guy breaking it, hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, man. It could
But
have been
think
love
about
back
it.
or something.
No, oh,
Yeah,
it's
like
not.
something nice, baby back.
Baby back.
You know what I mean?
Yo, that's a good.
Rub my back mountain. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I can't.
I don't like the broke part.
Yeah, broke is a little too violent.
It's a little violent,
too visceral. Like,
yeah.
why can't we be in love like straight couples? Like, why is it got to be so
That's
aggressive?
all I'm saying.
Yeah, you want to be equal, man. You want everybody. You want gay guys to have the same opportunity to just fuck like lovingly as straight.
It just
people.
opened
But
up the.
maybe the usage of broke was that. Is that they couldn't be together and they loved each other and they were heartbroken over that.
Oh, it was their hearts that were broken.
shit.
But they
Because
said back.
remember-
They said back, like where your ass is, where you get your back cracked
Right, but I think
by a
you're
guy.
reading too much into that,
Right.
right? And so you don't really know what's going to happen in the movie prior to it happening. So the title can have an inference to certain things, but they're also in the mountain. So how are you? So what?
Right.
Because it's happening in the mountain, we're just going to assume that they mean.
Well, I think the
actual
name-
You know what's so
go back?
funny?
Name of the mountain was that.
When we was in Anguilla, not this past summer, I think it was last summer, and we was trying to watch Moonlight, right? I never seen Moonlight.
Yeah, that's Black Brokeback.
That's what they say,
Yeah.
right? So we couldn't get it because in the country of Angola, it's, forbidden. They won't even let you watch that kind of stuff. So I was like, I wonder if it's just Moonlight or is it other gay movies? So immediately, the only other gay movie I could think of, Brokeback Mountain.
Did they have it?
No, that was blocked too. And then I just went down this rabbit hole of like When Harry Met Harry, and like it was just a bunch of gay romantic comedies, but you couldn't watch any of them.
They're all blocked.
Every single one of them.
There's also that episode of Black Mirror that's pretty good.
I heard about that.
I didn't see that one.
It's a little crazy.
When he's got to fuck the pig.
There is no pig involved. It's virtual reality.
Isn't it like Falcon fucking Captain America or something like that?
Close?
Wait, what'd you just say?
We'll leave it at that.
Anthony Mackie and Chris Evans getting it in, bro.
But
Wait, who's the top?
I'm not gonna spoil that for you because it's hard to explain. There's a video game involved. It's done through the video game. That's all. That's
Captain
all I can
America
say.
wears
All right,
shield.
so
He was raw dogging it.
This is why I can't. How much coffee did you have this morning?
So look.
Owen?
Some ginger
So
tea.
here we have a situation with Brokeback Mountain.
Yes.
Where Jake Gyllenhaal and then the other guy, Heath Ledger, they're like, yo, it wasn't gay.
It was the
We were-
Joker, bro.
It was the
Why am I just
Joker,
realizing
bro.
it was the Joker?
How did
It was
you
the
not know that?
Joker,
Because I never
bro.
watched it.
That's it.
Oh.
That's the one.
Wow.
I did the mistake of playing it in front of my dad, and he got up and left.
He just, because they were fucking, right? Like some guys.
So what happened? What's the
Bye.
Point being is, they did that movie, but they were like, yo, it's acting. It's not even like we were gay. That's acting. So that's where I would pose the question to Jake Gyllenhaal. I'd be like, all right, well, would you do a sex scene with your sister in a movie and that's just acting?
Great question, and I would take it a step further because you're of Christian faith.
Yes.
And I can understand why your father feels that way because your father may look at this as, ain't no scripts in the Bible, babe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't no Hollywood in the Bible. Like, what is God? Can you tell God, I was just acting? You know what I'm saying?
Can you tell God I was just acting?
I mean, I think, look, as a creative, I mean, I believe that it's fake unless they are saying and they're identifying that this is a part of their sexual orientation.
What if God doesn't watch TV? What if he's one of these people that
I don't know if God is watching TV.
What you think you watch this Hulu?
Who, God?
Yeah.
Or Netflix?
Or Netflix, you think?
I think God
Do
only...
you think God
He's
watched
off
Game
the
of Thrones?
traditional cable?
I think God only watches Florida. think that's the only thing in the world that entertains God is Florida. That's the only thing. You didn't realize how crazy people were when you lived in Florida?
No, I did. I mean,
Oh
come
my
on.
God!
Everything was everything was breaking news, of course.
Yeah.
What's the craziest crime you had to investigate in Florida and report on?
God. I mean, everything was crazy. I mean, in Florida, that's, post 9/11, that was when the first U.S. Marshal shot somebody on the plane.
Wait, what?
Yeah, remember they put U.S. Marshals
I
on
do
the plane
remember
prior
that.
to, and so there was a breaking news there. Then where the Miami Herald is, they have this tower, this guy
Wait,
climbed.
who did he shoot on the plane? It was
A
the
man
plane
that
was
was
in
cor-
the air?
Yes.
Or was on
This is after 9/11?
Yeah, it was
Hey,
it
man.
was in the air. I think he, said something he shouldn't have said.
That's like, what do you
And
say,
then-
Allah Akbar?
No, like I think it was
What?
like bomb or something like that.
Oh,
And then
come
there was,
on.
Like,
Nah, you got to shoot
By the
that
way,
guy.
you deserve to get shot after
That's it.
9/11, yelling bomb on a plane.
Right,
Yo,
right.
let's
And
go.
so there was some issue there. I mean, I don't know. There was this one random dude who climbed the tower where the Miami Herald was, and it was like he was attempting to commit suicide, and we were there for like 15 hours, and it took forever for him to finally come down. I don't know if I think that's crazy. I just didn't want to wait 15 hours for that. I mean, look, I think the craziest thing that's ever happened to me was there was a 14-year-old boy whose body was found in a dumpster, and I had the difficult task of trying to identify who he was, and of course they were like, pressuring me to have to find the family. And so my photographer and I roll up to Liberty City. Before I could even knock on the door, Dad comes out with a 9, putting it to my head, basically telling me to get the F out and call me all of these names. If not, he'd shoot me in the head.
What?
So I would say that's probably the craziest thing that one of the craziest things I've endured, at least in Florida.
I have questions. Why did you have to identify the body? Why you?
No, it wasn't. No, we had a name, but I'm saying
Okay.
me personally, I'm not a journalist who would ever identify a victim without knowing that the family knew. That's just not my style. So just because, and usually police won't either. Police won't, set out a media release unless the family or next of kin have been notified. I think the question remained is he was a missing child. So what I was really trying to figure out was how long he had been missing. What did the parents know leading up to, an innocent 14-year-old boy being found dead in a dumpster, 4 days after he was reported missing.
Can you see why the father was upset?
Oh, I know why the father's upset.
Not
In fact,
justifying what he did to you.
The first part, I mean, I would always argue as me first, right? Because I would say being older in the game, there are things that I regret having done when I was younger, when I was being told to do things. I would never be the person who knocks on the door first.
That's insensitive, right?
I think it's completely insensitive. I also think it's insensitive when you hear reporters ask, victims or their families, like, how do you feel after a tragic death? Like, to me, that's like the worst thing. And you still see that to this day. And it bothers me.
There's no answer to that question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My 14-year-old child
I don't think you asked that question. I think it's the obvious.
Yeah. There's no answer to
the
that
person's
question.
going to be in pain. You know the person's in grief. So why are you asking a dumbfounded question?
How did you feel immediately after he pulled that gun on you? Like immediately after? Were you in... Of course you was in fear for your life, but how did you feel?
I knew right then and there that the level of respect and empathy I immediately had to step up when dealing with crime, because I knew from that point on that crime was something that I really wanted to focus on and do. So I knew that I would never be the door knocker.
So you forgave him, basically.
Yeah, no, and we ended up having a conversation.
Did he click the gun? Did he go click, click?
He clocked. Yeah, no, you mean did he cock it before?
Cock it back,
Yeah, he did
yeah.
it before the threshold, before he
Holy
came out of the
shit.
house.
So you saw him cock it, and then
Yeah.
he put it right to your head, and it touched your forehead?
It didn't touch my forehead, but it was at my head, and then my photographer stood in front of me and he tried to deflect the situation.
Your photographer protected you? Mm-hmm. Now you owe him a date.
No, Peter's married, so Peter is not gonna. Yeah,
And he risked his life for another woman?
I think
his
I think
wife
it
is
would.
gonna be pissed about that one, yo.
No,
You
no,
never
no,
told
no.
me that you was the plastic on Nefertiti's ice cream.
I was very cool. No, very cool with his wife, and they have since divorced, and he's remarried. But no, I mean, I don't think it was an issue of just protecting me. I think any man would
I
have
would have
done
done
that.
the same. Yeah.
I don't,
Wait. Any man?
I would hope that a man would find it in his heart.
If a guy comes up to you and puts a gun to your
technically
forehead,
we're a crew. We were walking up together, right?
but you said any man. Like if I'm just walking down the street and a guy comes up and puts a gun to your forehead, I'm gonna have some questions before I intervene.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if my first
You're not gonna
thought
have
would be
some
to intervene.
questions?
Not to
My
intervene,
first
but
thought would be to
wouldn't you
grab
call
you and say,
911?
run.
I'm not grabbing you and running. I'm gonna go, guys.
Nah.
That's what you're doing.
That's
is
it.
Guys.
Yeah,
'Cause you
guys,
to pull the trigger, or you say
like
guys.
that. Like this guy's crazy enough to pull a gun on a woman in broad daylight, right?
No, he's not crazy. He's
But I don't
emotional.
know, son. I don't know, right? So
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
who that guy is. I'm walking my dog. I'm walking down the street, walking the
But in
dog,
this
right?
particular case, we
Spicy ass Puerto
understood-
Rican lady walks up to the door.
Not Puerto
You're
Rican.
not Puerto Rican.
What's your
But
background?
Egyptian.
My mom's Dominican.
Dominican, a spicy,
got
even
Egyptian in
crazier.
you too?
A spicy ass Dominican walks
Mixed,
up to the
but not
door,
even.
right? In my mind, I'm like, yo, she's trying to ruin his household. She's trying to take this man from his wife and kids, right? Because you're so in love with him and in love with the dick. So I don't know if that's the exact situation.
No feathers.
You ain't never
Feathers.
seen it. Look,
Feathers.
Feathers, bro.
Feathers.
Feathers. This is crazy.
you know what I mean? Just let me. My
His
bird.
emotion was based
Right.
on his son, and because I
No,
don't
you know
this-
that. I'm walking my dog on the street.
So
I
hold on,
just
you're
see
an
this
innocent bystander.
Innocent bystander.
You
That's
see
a whole
these
nother
two
story.
reporters walking in.
Dominican walks up to the door, right?
Yes.
Okay, knock, knock, knock. Dude comes out, cock, points a gun. In my mind, he's like, leave me and my family alone. That was just one time. Do you know what I mean? I made a mistake with you. I don't want to be with you. I want to be with my wife and kids. And you're like, no, you with me.
First of all, I already said
Papi.
I'm not gonna be second to anybody, so I'm not gonna be knocking
That's
on
it.
anybody's
You
door.
trying to ruin the family. So
Who
you can
would
be
make
number
you
one.
second?
Right.
This
So,
is
but I'm
crazy.
saying
That's
it's not trying to
crazy.
be-
He's a starter,
not only
bro.
that-
Yo,
not
franchise
only that,
player.
I never
Point
even-
guard.
I never got even to. I never got to the door. He saw us pull up in a live truck. So as we're walking up.
Okay.
He met us halfway. I never even got to the point of.
So
knocking.
I'm supposed to. This guy's so ready to kill you. He moved up on you.
I don't know
I'm
if he
supposed
was
to
ready
get in the
kill
building.
me more than it was.
Get the
who
fuck
do
off
you
my
think
lawn.
you
My
are,
son just
when I
died.
just found out
Yeah.
after reporting him missing that he was found in a
Right.
dumpster.
But now
Word.
put yourself in my sandals. I'm walking down the street with my dog. Okay. I see you
Yeah.
walk up. You're probably in a sexy outfit. Were you not?
I know
What were you wearing?
that day.
Yeah.
Probably like colored jeans and a.
I don't like how
chase
you-
I
time
chase
out.
bad guys, so he'll tell you I don't wear
Hold
anything
on.
revealing tight. That's not
Hold on
my
now.
style.
Schulz, I don't like how you ask women what they're wearing, bro.
Yo, you know what? You're right. Did you wear matching underwear?
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Y'all really gonna leave me? Y'all just gonna leave me?
We're gonna hashtag
That's how it
me
is?
too you,
Y'all
is
just
what
gonna
we're
leave me?
Whoa.
That's
Let
what
me-
we're gonna do.
What? Did you have matching toenail polish for your nails?
Tonight on News Channel 11, Nefertiti
My nail polish
Jaquez
does normally match.
investigates
Oh
Andrew Schulz.
shit! Oh shit!
Nail polish and what I wear is like no. But if I'm in impoverished areas for most of what I do, right? So nobody's trying to look extra cute. My purpose
got you.
in telling the story and being with my families
Right.
is to show them that there's really no difference, right? I'm not walking up in designer gear thinking that I'm on TV and so therefore I have never, and my families will, look, it would already be out there if it was. I would never treat somebody the way that I don't expect anybody in my own family to be treated.
Got you.
So there was
Again, I don't know any of this. I'm
But you had to
walking my
learn that
dog.
early, though. You had to learn that early, right?
I don't know if I think I felt, I don't know if I learned that. I think it was something that I just wanted to do.
But you said you learned it with this situation, right?
Well, I learned about the door knocking,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But as far as him leading to the ideas
Charlamagne,
of
you gonna
dressing sexy,
run in
that's
front
not-
of the gun? This you don't even know her. She's a random lady. You're gonna run in front of and jump in front of that gun.
He
bro?
would because
Oh, no.
he had people beeping horns. So yeah, he would
Come
run.
on.
No, I would no.
Come on, yo.
Random woman.
Come on, random.
Random women, no.
You got
His-
kids, bro.
But
You got
if I'm the
kids.
camera guy that's with her
Nah,
every
if
day,
you're
or
the
her
camera
friend,
guy, you got a job.
Random
you gotta
woman.
maintain- She got to handle that kind of.
I
right?
need about 30 more seconds to see what's going on. I'm gonna call 911. I'm gonna definitely be like,
Thank
yo,
you.
man, it's a guy with a gun. I don't know what he's about to do. I gotta see what's going on.
That's it. But and from a safe
She might have licked some ice cream, and she might, you know what I'm saying?
Or
We
eat
don't
a pickle.
eat the pickle. We don't fucking know.
That's all. I need to do some investigative journalism myself before I step in front of the gun for you. That's all I'm trying to say. I think that's reasonable.
We were a team rolling
They
up.
were a team.
We knew what the
No,
situation was.
I know, but I'm walking my dog, so I'm not part of the team.
Yeah.
That's
He
all I'm
wasn't
saying.
walking
He's
his
one
dog.
of the white guys that came in, gentrified the neighborhood. He's walking his
Got it.
dog.
That's
And
it.
he's like, this neighborhood isn't gentrified enough.
It's
There's
not
a black guy with a
gentrified
gun. There's
enough.
Dominicans here.
There's Dominicans.
You weren't going to be walking your dog in Liberty City.
Hell no. How? first of all, you know you should know Florida. Why would you do that in Liberty City?
What
just
do you mean?
happened?
I had just gotten there.
Oh, you just moved it. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
crazy.
Liberty City.
My parents retired there after the fact, so I didn't know Florida like that.
That's where the pork and bean projects is at.
The what and what?
Yeah.
The pork and beans?
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Like Liberty City is probably one of the toughest neighborhoods I've ever.
Without question. I don't know how it is
they
now.
don't just throw like shoes on like your head might.
They
be
throw
there.
they throw a head.
I mean, I'm not trying to add that as a stigma to that. I'm just saying it is a very tough. Like I've been
What type-
Bankhead, Liberty City, you name it. I've been around it, so I'm comfortable in that setting.
Right.
I'm just saying it is one of the toughest neighborhoods, but at the same time,
Who's in that neighborhood?
people just like us.
That's a
If
very
I'm not
good
mis-
politically
no,
correct
I'm about to
statement.
say-
It's not about being politically correct. It's we don't choose the life that we're born into.
I'm saying what gangs are in the neighborhood?
Oh, it's not gangs. It's like the.
I don't think it's an issue of
like
gangs.
The Haitian, a lot of Haitians.
Sapase.
Sapase. Don't get me wrong. If I'm not mistaken, there's a lot of shower posse too in Florida.
Shower
They could be in
posse.
Liberty City. All I know is Liberty City is no place that you want to play around.
No.
You don't just walk up to people's houses. You don't just walk through Liberty City. You damn sure don't just walk up to somebody's door
No.
and knock on it after their son just got killed. Absolutely not.
But the thing is, we didn't know. I was new, and I didn't know enough about that part of town to
Right.
think that that would be something that would be normal.
Now, did that help you in a situation in the future? Meaning, like, were you ever put into a similar situation like that again? And you,
I mean, people have tried to splash water on me, spit in my face.
What?
I've been called every name in the book. I mean, I think there's certain things that you can avoid and certain things you can't because unfortunately, there are a lot of generalizations made about reporters and journalists and TV, news media as a whole. And so I think it's always been my goal to make sure that I'm looked at separately.
Can I ask you a serious question about news?
Yes.
Them bad bitches that do the weather.
you still calling women bitches in 2019?
Charlamagne? Yeah.
If I was a woman, I would
Yeah.
not answer that question.
I'm
Listen.
not.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Those very attractive women that do the weather.
Attractive is that what? You're basing it because what's attractive to you may not be attractive to Pickles, may not be attractive to Charlamagne.
That's not
So-
true. Usually there's a uniform
I love these
attractiveness.
nicknames in here today. Feathers, Pickles.
Yeah.
This is great.
There's uniform attractiveness, throughout the world. There's things that we all like.
Why can't
certain
we
aesthetics.
just say weathercasters, meteorologists? What does it matter if they're male, female?
Well, because nobody cares about Dr. Z or whatever the fuck that guy's name is in New York. We care about these baddies, these smoke shows.
You do.
There's a reason they keep getting hired. And it's not
Who's
because I'm
we?
the only one watching.
You're talking about that one
Okay.
specific one that's
Oh,
on
man.
Instagram all the time?
Oh, man.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I don't know. But I know who you're talking about because I see her on Instagram all the
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Are they, like, when you're in the news station, are they like the cream of the crop of the news station? Like, everybody's trying to holler at them. They're like, yo, like, what's the weather tomorrow? Like,
You'd have to DM her and ask her that.
so you don't know anything. You don't politic at the news station
It's
at
not
all?
that I don't politic. It's I'm never at my office because
You're
I work
always
the
on
streets.
the road. You work the streets.
Right.
But you never hit them up tomorrow like, yo, I'm on the streets
You know
tomorrow.
Nefertiti
tell me
can
if it's
box,
gonna
right,
be
bro?
rainy? You can box?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You just out here throwing the B word around like it's
Yeah.
cool. She's hot about that.
First of all, why do girls get so upset about the word bitch? What's the big deal about that?
Really? Are we really asking that
I
question?
do, yeah. What?
Thank you, T.
Ooh, you are
Thank you.
sized up, bro. You ain't even paying attention to what's going on around you.
Been attacked from all angles, bro.
You're not even paying attention to your surroundings.
Listen, I can tell you what's not a bitch. You.
Shut the fuck.
You know what I mean?
But you know what it is.
I can tell you what a queen is.
Here comes another
I
one.
can tell you what a queen.
Why'd you bring me this tissue? Because I'm about to be crying because Andrew's about to get beat up in here.
You really are. You really are.
Yo, you're offended by the word bitch?
Really?
Thank you.
That? Yes.
What do you mean if I say it like that?
Come here, Sim. Come here.
Oh my gosh.
I think, look.
I'd like to hear this discussion from
Yeah.
3 women. Sim, you said it doesn't offend you.
The
How old are
context.
you, first of all, Sim? You're 20?
4.
24.
Context matters.
Thank you. So if I was like, yo, this bad bitch.
I wouldn't care.
Thank you.
See, I mean, I don't think that it matters about age. I don't think it matters if you're millennial. I don't think that matters.
Okay.
I think that it's an individual choice.
Right.
Like you ask me about my nail polish color, that's cool. You ask me about my underwear, not cool. You just randomly calling a girl the B word, not cool.
But what if it's in context?
Hold
You
on,
gotta put-
acknowledge
In
what she
context,
said.
that's like
Take it
saying.
in.
So then, like,
Okay,
let's
that's
take
fair.
I mean, that's like saying an argument about who's allowed to say the N word.
Yeah, we know who's allowed to say it
Right. So why do you think as a male you're allowed to say that?
because we invented that word.
Oh, really? What else did you invent, Feathers?
To be honest,
I'd really like to know what you've invented and what you've trademarked because I don't know a goddamn thing that you've done.
I mean, to be honest, wait, what did I invent?
Yeah.
Me personally,
Yes.
Andrew Schulz?
Yes.
I think I popularized the 2-button open.
Okay. But what else?
Yo, don't look at my chest like that again, yo. That's me too. Yo, she objectified me. I just got objectified.
I just like watching you try to get out this situation. I'm like, okay.
Can I get my squirm on, bro? Can I get my squirm on? Can I flip it? Hey, can I flip it? You know what I mean? I just was objectified. Again, you keep objectifying
I'm
me.
not objectifying you. I'm looking you straight in your eyes.
No, you looked at my tits.
No, I did not.
You did look at my
No, I
tits.
didn't.
We got it all on camera.
No, I did
Yes,
not.
it did, because I saw your
Roll
eyes.
back the tape.
Roll it
The
back,
proof
Al,
is
because
in
I'm
the
going
video.
eye contact.
The
I don't
proof
even
is
know
video.
what your blouse looks like. I don't even know what color it is, because I've been looking at your eyes.
Really?
Which are a dark brown.
Actually, you should look at them in the sun. They're actually lighter than what they appear.
Ah, you Dominicans love your light eyes.
Now listen,
Really?
Can you acknowledge what she
what
said?
Dominicans that are you talking about that go around saying, "Oh, I love my light
Oh,
eyes"?
Latin culture, light eyes, very popular.
We'll leave that alone.
Can you
That's a
acknowledge
whole
what
nother
she
discussion.
said though?
What'd she say?
Do you think it was inappropriate to ask about her underwear?
I thought that it was very important for the story.
No, it wasn't. It was completely inappropriate. It's completely inappropriate for you to think that you can use the B word when.
Okay, how about
can't.
this? Asking about the underwear? Inappropriate.
So apologize. It's
There's
your
nothing
podcast.
wrong with apologizing. You're
your
a man,
podcast.
Schultz. You can apologize. People will respect you. Don't. It's not.
Apologize.
It's not like you made a joke. It wasn't a joke, Schultz.
It was a joke.
It wasn't a joke.
It was a joke.
No,
It was
I'm
100%
saying
a
it
joke.
wasn't in the context of a joke.
Of course, it was a context of a joke. Absolutely. I wasn't seriously wanting to know what color fucking underwear you wear. Also, I'm
But that
35
wasn't
years
the
old.
point.
I don't get turned
That
on by girls'
wasn't-
underwear color.
That wasn't the point.
What was the point?
You
She's
know what
offended.
the point
You
is.
offended her.
What was the point?
You know the point.
No, you explained the point to me. And if
I've already explained the point.
Which is what?
Why do you think you have the audacity to even ask a question like that?
Okay, first
He's an
of all,
audacious person.
That's
Never.
great.
100% audacious person.
But there's something funny about it.
There's a certain. Well, I mean, we define what's funny. It's very difficult to find what's funny, right? Like we've been talking about AIDS today, right? Like you've been involved in that conversation. There might be people with AIDS that don't find that funny as well, right? So
Right.
everything. It depends on the person that's taking in that information. You didn't find my absurdist joke about asking what color underwear you're wearing as you're walking up to a grieving parent's house, asking him how he felt about his kid being murdered.
Right.
He probably didn't like you asking him that. I was probably way more offensive to him that you would
Right.
ask that than me asking what color underwear you are.
But
I was
clearly you weren't paying
Stop,
clearly-
back,
So
wait,
hold on.
wait. No, let me finish.
No,
'cause
don't cut her off like
no,
that.
No. I'm still talking.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Okay.
So what I was trying to do is juxtapose the absolute absurdity of you walking up to a grieving parent and asking them how they feel about their dead kid with an absurd question about your underwear, and the fact that you're more offended and think that I shouldn't be able to ask that question while you were willing to ask about a dead child.
Right?
Okay.
To me, should
Let
put
me-
some
let me
context on
referee
that.
this.
No,
Okay.
you don't have to referee.
Right.
If you roll back the tape,
Right.
I prefaced
That was the joke.
I prefaced it with, I didn't even get to the door. I prefaced it with
Right.
being a younger reporter and mistakes that I had made that I would
you know it's
never
wrong.
mistake now. I also said I never even got to answer or even ask, rather, the question before the gun was cocked and he put it in my
But that was
face.
your intent.
And Peter, the intent was because that's what my bosses needed me to do.
Yeah, but just because your boss needs you to do something doesn't mean you should
Well,
do
hold on,
it.
Right,
so
but
then-
I was also
let me ask you a
21
question.
in the game, and I literally prefaced the conversation by saying a mistake that I would have made then is not a mistake that
I know.
would
I
do
remember
now.
that. I remember it.
Right.
So for
Hold on, let
me,
me repeat this for a second.
Hold on,
Right,
and
okay.
then I backed it up with.
Charlamagne wants
This is good
it.
content. Good content. Let me
and then I backed it up with not only would I never do it again,
Yes.
I don't respect journalists who do it
Do
now.
yeah, I remember you saying that.
But Andrew, were
So
you?
then, what your argument is?
It's inappropriate behavior.
But Andrew, were you offended by that story? Did that story bother you
No.
until she called you on calling out her underwear?
100% not.
Okay.
For what I was trying to play off of is just the absurdity of asking an uncomfortable question.
Gotcha,
right?
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
I
I
agree.
recognize I'm satirizing this absurdity, right? Like I don't truly want to know what color your underwear is. No offense. I you could be wearing great underwear. I just don't care.
Well, just
right?
say sorry.
But I'm not going to apologize for jokes because I'd never do that, and that's why I do it for a living.
I don't think it was a joke though.
It was
Meaning,
absolutely
like,
a fucking joke.
Like it wasn't an Andrew Schulz. I'm on stage. I put thought into this.
No, it was. I mean, look, there's different levels of things. There's absurd things that you say. Like you've said many absurd things. We've all said absurd things on this podcast. Once we start having one person go, I felt uncomfortable with that, we have to apologize every single time someone feels uncomfortable.
No, it wasn't that. I mean, I'm taking your argument and using it against you. The absurdity of it, I prefaced that.
Right.
And I said, not only did I not even get to ask that question, nor have I ever any time after that. So if I'm already admitting
I acknowledge that. I
to
acknowledge
the
that.
wrong, but you're also saying that because there was the absurdity of the question,
Right.
that's why you asked about the underwear. If I never even asked the question and prefaced the conversation with that, so then how is your argument even valid?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And I love you, Feathers.
How did we get to the
I love
underwear?
you too. I love
didn't
you
know
too.
that's how we got to the underwear.
Well, the way we got to the underwear was I asked first what you were wearing, right? And
Which is inappropriate.
Well, no, because I was, and I think
It
that you
sounded
picked
creepy.
up on what I was saying is you made a distinct point of going, I'm not out here like some reporters might be trying to look sexy. Like in these neighborhoods, that's not helping me at all. I'm just trying to get the story done.
Right.
I
It's
was
the way
playing
you
off
said
a
it. It
stereotype.
sounded like you're saying blacks.
And the way you said it.
Literally,
The way you said it, Feathers.
everybody listen right now. And it's a good point Charlamagne made, yo. Charlamagne did make a good point about that one. It's kind of true.
It did sound like he was saying
This guy's
blacks.
a wizard, bro. He's a wizard.
He is a wizard.
Listen, so what I think we're both playing is the trope or like archetype of a reporter that overly does her, sexuality in these situations. I'm asking that thinking that maybe this sort of dress, satirically speaking, gives you some sort of leverage in these environments. Some guy going, okay, I'll talk to this girl because she's hot, opposed to whatever. You go very quickly, which I assume is because you understood where I'm going, my train of thought, which is I don't dress in any way. I'm wearing jeans. I'm dressing comfortable.
Oh, that's a good point. You're familiar with Taylor Rooks?
No.
Taylor Rooks is a sports reporter.
Yes.
Who a lot of men think is very attractive. And she says that. She says that people get mad at her in her field because a lot of guys want to interview with her because she is pretty.
Right.
So that's just something that she is constantly fighting against.
Yeah. No, and it's definitely been something that I fought against. But I would say the only reason why the joke wasn't handled is prior to the start of the podcast, we talked about my situation personally. And so in the elements of what has happened to me and what we talked about prior and the beginning of the show, I think that you would then know that would be something that would be sensitive just to me as a person. I'm not expecting you to apologize for all of your jokes as a comedian because I appreciate your work.
Right.
I'm saying you knew a little bit more about me and my past and us sharing that I'm saying that's where that trigger.
You and I
it
is a great point. You and I took that in different ways. You took that as maybe he should know better. I took that as she knows that I'm actually
For sure.
a curious and concerned person, and we had that conversation you felt comfortable enough to have with me privately. So I'm thinking she knows my true intention. And if I say something absurd about that, it's no different than me saying something absurd about AIDS ice cream.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's not a trigger for her, though.
Totally. It's a trigger for you,
and
but
the folks at
I
home
always say
don't know what our conversation
Totally, we're
was
not going to say
prior.
that. But I always say, for me, it's like, judge me based on my intent, not your interpretation. And you know that I would hope that you know that my intent, even in that, was not to make you feel discomfort in any way. It's just to try to get a chuckle out of a situation. Do I want you to feel uncomfortable at any point during this podcast? No, I hope I haven't made that. Did I feel uncomfortable when you were looking at my breasts? I did.
You know what it sounded?
I did.
That was a great point you just made, but you know what it sounded real good before that?
Blacks?
No. Listen, I'm sorry.
That being said, how about this? I am sorry if something I said made you feel any way that was different than the intent of it.
Hey!
That's fair.
Thank you, Feathers.
Andrew
That's fair.
Schulz.
Thank you,
That's
Feathers.
fair, right? That's good. You know what I mean? I quit this podcast.
No.
I'm going to be honest with you. You sound like your name should be Feathers. I can't believe you.
I'm feathers, bro.
Feathers.
I'm rolling with this one, dog.
really
I'm
should.
rolling with this one.
Let's pay some bills and come back.
Let's go. Are we friends again?
We are best
Okay, good.
friends.
Yay.
Salute to my guy, Ray J. Okay? Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, and Ray J got them for you with Rayquan, all right? But before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, all right, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. You got Raycon earbuds?
I got Raycon earbuds, dude.
Okay. They started about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing, all right? The company was actually co-founded by Ray J and celebrities like Snoop Dogg and myself. I'm not going to say, well, number one, I'm not a celebrity, but I'm not going to say I'm obsessed, but I am very, very intrigued by what Ray J is doing.
Love it.
Simply because it's Ray J.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
Raycon's E50 wireless earbuds have totally changed the game for me. They're comfortable, easy to take anywhere, and unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet with no dangling wires or stems. And of course, they don't just look great, they sound great too.
Damn right they do, man. You can go to buyraycon.com/brilliantidiots to get 20% off of your order. That's buyraycon.com. Raycon.com/brilliantidiots for 20% off Raycon wireless earbuds. If you've been eyeing a pair, now is the time to get an amazing deal. One more time, buyraycon.com/brilliantidiots. Let's get back to the show. Yo, Toronto, by the way, I'll be there this Saturday. First show sold out. Second show almost sold out. Few tickets left. Go to theandrewschulz.com. Get those tickets. I love the city of Toronto. If you guys got suggestions for us for dropping in, what we should do for the series, hit me up. Let us know. And if there's any guys, we're actually looking for a couple guys to film. So if any of you guys are videographers out there in Toronto, hit up Alex Media and on Instagram, ALEXX Media. And let's cook that up, man. I'm very excited.
I want to talk about Alex in a second because I want to talk about Sweden, but I want to salute the country of Angola first and foremost for always being so inviting to me and my squad whenever we go to this beautiful country. Wax was with us. Wax's new name is Wax the Stallion.
Whoa!
It's Wax the Stallion because bruh, I saw Wax arch that back and stand up on a four-wheeler and twerk like I'm talking about Nicki Minaj, Iggy Azalea, Meg Thee Stallion, both the city girls. Trina, they don't got shit on Waxington when he stands up on that goddamn four-wheeler and twerks his motherfucking ass off. He twerks so crazy that somebody rolled by blowing the horn and whistling.
Wow.
like it was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my life.
What?
Because I'm in the truck because we ended up. There he goes. That's Wax. Nefertiti, have you met Wax?
No.
It's my brother Wax.
Pleasure to meet you.
Okay.
I heard you can get lit up. And you can twerk too?
Hey, Wax the Stallion. Hot boy summer. All right. So Wax is on a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
Right?
Twerking.
He's driving. He's doing like 30, 45, 50 miles per hour on the four-wheeler. How fast would you think he was going?
I don't know. Ain't got no speedometer.
Wax got on these tight sweatpants.
No, I don't.
Timbs, tight white tee. He stands up on the four-wheeler, right? He stands up on it. He arches his back, sticks his ass out, right?
That's how you do it.
So he's like this. So he's trying to do a wheelie, but he can't get the bike up. So he's like this for like 15 seconds. And somebody rolled by and was like, woo!
Well, no.
Yes.
We're in Angola. There's no gay guys in Angola.
I didn't say gay. I said somebody.
No. You said it was a guy.
No, I did
The
not.
other day you said it was a guy, yo.
Who said that? I never said anything about a
The
guy.
other day he said it was a dude talking about like hoo-hoo, and I'm like, yo. And, my other guy that I was with was like, there's no gay
Shaq,
guys out here.
salute to my guy Shaq. I never said that. I said somebody rolled by and whistled at you.
You
Hey,
could
it was a
appreciate
girl,
game.
like,
Maybe if it's a girl, she could appreciate the twerking you're doing.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Man, he got video of it.
Okay.
Why won't you post the video?
Because you said it. Now that I see it, I'm like, yeah, that dude look kind of crazy, but
He was popping that ass, bro. Like, I'm talking about face down, ass up for like 15 seconds.
I was willing. That's what you do. Like,
No.
what the fuck?
The bike never went up in the air.
You bugging.
It never happened.
I got video, right?
Maybe after the fact, but he struggled for 15 seconds.
No way.
Can we see the
So we
video?
see the video. Right?
Yeah.
At least let him see it. It's not like it's on camera.
I'll let you see it.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see. Come
Hot
on.
boy summer.
It's a hot
Wax
boy
the Stallion, goddammit. Listen,
I was no way I was gonna post that shit. Wax the Stallion, not happening. That's why I didn't get posted, because I know everybody that was with us, it was like an ongoing joke, and I'm like, nah, I'm not letting them do that.
it was me, Van, Dolly, Ashley,
Yeah.
and Shaq on the four-wheeler, and everybody collectively at the same time said, what the fuck is he listening to in his headphones? Why the fuck is he like? Why the fuck is he twerking? What made you start twerking?
I'm a beast on the bike, man.
You said you what?
I'm a beast on the bike.
That's what you call it?
Yeah.
That's what the name of that dance is, beasting on the bike. Ooh, beasting on the bike, god damn it. Meg the Stallion, what she does, she drives the boat. Wax the Stallion, beast on the bike.
Poor Wax.
Trip. I mean, there's a whole lot of good things happen on the trip. This is the best thing you had.
No, Anguilla was great.
How was the trip?
And Wax got drunk.
Oh, Wax definitely got drunk.
Hey, wait, you were
Was that why
twerking
you were
sober?
If this was
Right.
Yeah.
if
I
this
was
was
thinking he was twerking.
if this was a bottle of
little lit.
Guinness, right? This is a bottle of Guinness.
Yeah,
Wax drank about this much.
yeah. Okay.
And got lit?
Sick.
Done.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't drink at all.
I don't drink either.
Yeah, so you had that Guinness. It was like the Guinness was like made my neck real heavy and my head heavy, and I was like, I gotta go throw up. It was it.
It made your neck heavy.
And the rum made him
First.
twerk.
That's a first. Made my neck heavy.
Rum punch made you twerk.
What happened with the rum punch?
The twerk.
No, it wasn't. Anytime I ride the bike and drive, you can't even drive and drink. You crazy?
You can barely talk sober, dude.
So imagine driving the fucking bike and drinking. Like, come on, it's not happening.
But listen, no, salute to Anguilla. I just wanted to say salute to the country of Anguilla.
You had a
know what
great
I'm
time
saying?
again?
That's my place that I go to get a peace of mind.
Yeah.
Like y'all don't take you gotta take vacations.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
What's your place where you go to get a peace of mind?
I mean, it depends. I like doing a lot of yoga retreats, so
Really?
yeah.
Where you do those at? Bali?
Bali, yeah.
Oh.
India, Mexico, Arizona, yeah.
That's the happy ending one, though.
I don't do happy ending.
I'm just saying.
Oh, they got happy endings at yoga retreats?
Yoga and happy endings.
According to him.
Like,
No, that's
Oh,
massage.
that's a massage.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, man. What about what's your
Well, you're not
place
gonna
of
grill
peace?
him on that after about
What?
the asking about happy endings? I get grilled about some
No, he's
underwear.
talking about yoga. He didn't say me. I don't know.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say
God,
me.
man.
He said that's where you get the happy ending.
Damn, I thought I was gonna get him involved too.
endings.
Shit. I thought because I want to be alone.
Oh, yeah.
Not alone. I've forgiven you, Feathers. You have been forgiven.
Feathers is the name, bro.
How you upset at Feathers though?
You do
really?
look like a Dick Tracy villain named Feathers.
You
You
do.
think?
You just need a hat.
What do you think over here, Charlamagne? Okay.
ASAP Rocky.
Let's talk about ASAP. But that is cool, man. That Anguilla fucks and
Nah, I
takes
love
care of y'all,
Anguilla.
man.
I'm going to move there one day.
Move? Stay forever?
I could easily live on an island.
Wow.
Easily.
Good for you.
Like not and easily and be happy. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm at the point in my life where I just want to be happy. I just want to have constant peace of mind.
Right.
And the things that bring me constant peace of mind, I want around me all the time, and I want to be in those
In that,
places.
right.
And Anguilla could easily be that for me. I'm simple, man.
Yeah.
I don't need much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, no, I've been booking some vacations.
You got to take them, bro.
Yeah.
They're good for you. If you think you're funny now, wait till you go somewhere and you
get
disconnect.
recharged.
And exactly. Like I
Yeah.
posted a meme the other day. You know, most things, rev back up when you unplug them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Including yourself.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm going to Tokyo in August.
Really?
I'm excited
Nice.
about that, yeah.
Nah, Tokyo's too big.
Nah, I think
20 people.
That's fair. It's going to be pretty
Yeah,
insane.
it's like
but,
going to 10 New Yorks.
yeah, but I'm just fascinated by Japanese culture in general. I think that they kind of got it figured out.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
They're about 15 years ahead of us.
Yeah, I think they really are. I think they just let you be a human. They like create that space for it, and so I'm interested in that. But we also got a reservation at this place called Jiro Ono. Have you guys seen that Netflix documentary about it's a guy, he's 94 years old, and he's like perfected sushi, and he has a sushi restaurant that's in the subway. There's like 9 seats.
No.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable.
In New York?
No, this is
there.
in Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
9 seats. You cannot get a reservation. We don't even know how the fuck we got the reservation. And it is so specific, like the way you dress. You're not allowed to drink there. There's no alcohol. You drink green tea in between it. How you pick up the sushi is specific. He's perfected sushi to the point where like the women's sushi, like if you're a girl and you order sushi, he makes it smaller because women's mouths are smaller. So he'll like every single bit of the process he's worked out over like 95 years of his life.
Women's mouths are smaller?
Yeah. You would think that, you know.
That's true?
It's no way.
Damn, yo.
He said
Damn, Taylor.
Okay.
Damn.
It sounds to me.
Damn,
It sounds to me.
Sounds like you just called Tokyo a bunch of bitches. That's what it sounds like.
It sounds to me
did
like
sound
that
like
guy has
It did sound
that
like-
sushi probably regular as hell, but it sounds to me like he's created an ambiance.
Yo,
A lot of times it can be the environment of a place that makes
Some
you
places,
think
yes.
something is better than it actually
some
is.
places, yes, this guy's different. There's a thing about, in certain aspects of Japanese culture, which is like perfecting what you do. So it's not necessarily like, let's say, for example, you're the guy that, I don't know, makes a cheesecake. It's like perfect every experience of the cheesecake.
There's a spot like that.
Everything about it.
There's a spot like that in Angola. It's a pizza spot. That's
Okay.
where we was going when Wax was twerking. On the way to this pizza spot. And the reason we were going is because some guy from Italy moved to Angola.
Right.
And it's like, it's the best pizza
How
on
was
the
it?
island. It said you can't get a reservation there.
Yep.
You go there, there's nobody there.
Nobody there. It's not that good.
And it's not even that good. It's nobody.
So this is different.
Page, exactly.
Nobody was there.
This is a little different.
The lobster pizza.
I had the lobster pizza. Nah, it was okay. I ate like one slice.
Yeah, but what are they comparing?
I gave it to my 3-year-old and she was like,
Pizza sucks outside of the city, though.
I kind of agree.
Maybe Italy.
Pizza, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is a little bit different situation. You guys should check out the documentary. It's fucking unbelievable. It's just like imagine you focus on one thing and perfecting it for your entire life. Your entire
that's what we're all
life.
supposed to be doing, though, right?
Well, some people perfect a bunch of different things, right? Like some people are going to be like a really good, bow hunter, and some people are really good campers, or some people just have like this cornucopia of shit that they want to get better at.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy has dedicated his entire fucking life to one thing, making the perfect sushi dinner, and like getting to experience that shit.
Probably don't get no pussy.
Yo, he got kids.
Jesus Christ.
He got
That's
kids.
probably why he only has 9 people.
Why?
Because it's different when you're running like a really popular restaurant in New York,
Yep.
and like the turnover and
Yep.
like, the chefs, and like maybe you get a steak and it's exactly how you want it, and then Twerker doesn't, and then it's just like all this other stuff.
Twerker, feathers, and pickles.
Listen, you know I'm
Oh, knock it off, Wax the Stallion. Wax
Versus a more intimate setting,
100%.
where he's conversing with he really wants to know what is it that I could do to make your sushi roll better versus Charlotte.
Yes.
So I understand the idea of it being more intimate, because then you have this one-on-one relationship with the chef that you might not normally have unless the chef comes out
100%.
just to greet you.
How do you maintain quality as you scale up? Like, that's the hardest thing. Even in radio, you get syndicated around the country, right? All of a sudden, you can't speak specifically about New York things, right? On the syndicated program. You have to speak about things everybody will know about.
Well, different for me because I'm from South Carolina. So being that I'm from South Carolina, I never spoke specifically from a certain viewpoint. Like New York's viewpoint is very, very specific.
Myopic.
It's like Los Angeles and California's viewpoint on a lot of things. Like it's very specific. When you're from or maybe even Atlanta's very specific. Like when you're from South Carolina, it's not.
You have
me,
to
or at
speak
least
to
for
the
me.
masses, yeah.
For me, it's never been like that.
Right. But so you can see how some people, they have a problem syndicating nationally because all of a sudden they can't talk about the stories they want to talk about. And the show can change a little bit. Same thing with food. Like if you go from one restaurant with 9 tables to 10 restaurants, how can you make sure each piece of sushi in every one of those restaurants is the exact same experience?
Yeah, that's a great point. And the reason that's a great point is because certain things you don't have to do that in, all right? Like you don't have to do that in your field.
Nope.
You don't have to do that in
a unique
stand-up.
story.
Yeah.
You want whatever you do to be completely unique every single time. Matter of fact, if it becomes generic, it's like, oh yeah, I've had that experience
Exactly.
already. And this is why we kind of need to put some respect on like McDonald's or like what's the one everybody, Chick-fil-A. Like think about that. You could go to a Chick-fil-A in the airport, and the sandwich is going to taste the same if you go to a Chick-fil-A in South Carolina.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely true.
First of all, Taylor, you're going to say it's not true, but we're talking about incremental differences,
Taylor's taste
right?
buds is different though. She's very specific. She's from Philly, so
That's
tasty
right.
cakes,
You need exact
cheese steaks,
everything in a plastic.
cheese pretzels,
for sure.
beards. Like
They do the
it's
pretzels
taste. You have the
with
taste for a
mustard.
lot of different things.
But isn't that fucking amazing that like, and we don't even acknowledge how impressive that shit is. You could walk into 2 totally different restaurants on totally different places on the planet with different water, all this other shit, and the fucking food tastes the same. Like that's not crazy.
Okay.
To me, that's fucking nuts.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
I thought you about to say something. I was like, okay.
Son, I'm fucking famished.
So you never did that before? Nothing was ever the same?
Oh my god!
I just think it's brilliant, man. Like you can go to McDonald's in like Amsterdam and it tastes like McDonald's in New York.
I've never had McDonald's in Amsterdam, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never had McDonald's anywhere except for America.
Really?
No, I just
They don't have
Go out the country and eat McDonald's.
Yo, sometimes you got to
Very true.
test it. They got different shit on the menu
Deezus.
too.
I've been watching Deezus. Deezus has been somewhere. He's been eating filet of fishes for like 2 weeks.
Oh, London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People think the food in London is trash.
It is. Usually.
I don't think so.
The only good food in London is the ethnic food.
I like Nanos and I like what's that the Mediterranean spots? Bomb.
Nando's. You like Nando's?
What'd I say?
Nanos.
Narcos.
Oh. You said you like Narcos.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, ASAP Rocky.
Let's talk about it.
ASAP Rocky was in Sweden.
Yes.
Did you see the video, Neff?
I have not seen the video.
He's getting followed by 2 people.
Yes,
They won't
harassing.
leave him alone. ASAP and the security keep telling him over and over, stop following us. Leave us alone, bro. Like they say the guys are like grabbing girls' butts and saying they're with ASAP. ASAP's like, bro, get away from us. Like y'all not with us.
Him.
They
attacked the bouncer. They
attacked the bouncer. They hit the bouncer.
Yep.
And eventually, ASAP and his crew beat the guys up. Now ASAP
Threw him around a little, like minor beat up.
Yeah, they kept missing punches. I hate why do people miss punches when they jump? Like it's just the weirdest thing to me.
Son.
It's like
It ain't. Yeah.
So anyway, now ASAP's in jail in Sweden. They say he's in inhumane conditions. Somebody emailed me today and said there's no such thing as inhumane conditions in Sweden. I don't know. I've never been in jail.
Well, we have someone
That's
here.
why we got to bring Alex on.
Al.
Alex was in this situation
or as
earlier
we call
this
this
year.
is ASAP Media.
No, let her. I can't wait to hear his nickname you have for him. So tell your situation real quick, Alex.
So got into a fight with a bouncer in Sweden. Sweden bouncers are public officials.
Okay.
So that's why I got charged with crime. The first 3 days when you get locked up, they do this intentionally to everybody they lock up. They throw you in a dark, cold room. I had just a T-shirt and some sweats that didn't even fit me. I was on the yoga mat. That is correct. The room was dirty as hell. It was like,
Yoga mats?
Like, I mean, that's it. That's all they give you.
Downward dog, baby.
So your
Makes it
first
easier.
day was solitary confinement, basically?
Basically, yeah. I didn't speak to anybody for like the first 12 hours I was locked up. Didn't get food. They gave me water, but didn't get food for the first 12 hours I was locked up. It was cold, quiet. So it's like you have no idea what's happening. And they do that tactic to scare you. Hopefully, when they let you out, you just want to admit to everything.
Yeah.
And cop, please.
So that's probably what they're doing to ASAP now.
Yeah. And then with people who aren't citizens, they don't give them bail. They don't really have a bail system in general, but citizens they'll let out because they know they're going to come back. But non-citizens, they don't even give you the option of.
So after 3 days, where did they put you? Because somebody emailed me today and said that the prison situations in Sweden are like hotels.
Yeah. So after that, after the 3 days, then I actually, the prosecution said they were going to charge me or press charges. So now they moved me to a prison, and that was a cakewalk.
What was the thing that when we were there?
Don't say it's a cakewalk because you wouldn't go back.
I wouldn't go back. Just in
compared to jail.
Yeah.
Having friends in jail, you know that there's a difference. So what was the thing that I was at? That was a pre-trial or that was the trial?
That was the pre-trial to determine if I was going to get charged.
Got you.
Okay. So they had you in a room in solitary confinement before a pre-trial hearing where you were able to say guilty, non guilty, no contest, plead the fifth kind of thing?
Yep. Yeah. And then, so ASAP's situation is wild because you connect me with his people, right? And I was just trying to give,
and his lawyer. I can't remember his lawyer's name.
And his manager's out there, and I was just trying to give them any, advice based on what we went through. In that,
you spoke to him?
Yeah, I spoke to them both. And their shit is, they're just trying to make an example out of him. Like, his case is way weaker than yours. Like, way weaker. Like, you actually...
John and Brian. John Amon and Brian.
So, and it's like, one, nobody was allowed to speak at his pretrial.
At whose pretrial? ASAP or Alex?
ASAP.
Oh, he already
Alex,
had a pretrial.
I spoke. I was on the stand for his, right? And I was able to, I was able to give information that then the prosecutor could use and the lawyer, Alex's lawyer, could use to defend a case. So ASAP's at the pretrial, the bouncer who's still in Sweden, the bodyguard who was attacked first, wasn't even allowed to speak. You would think the first thing they would do is let that guy go, hey, yeah, we were attacked first. First of all, they gave him all the videos that showed that they were attacked first. They can't even find the two dudes. They can't even
That's
find...
what I thought was crazy. Where the
Son,
two dudes at? Why the
so
two
check
dudes
it.
not in jail?
And this is what I want to know. Okay, so the bouncer wanted to press charges against them on some like, yo, they attacked me. Like they threw their fucking headphones and shit on me, all this kind of stuff. So then this what I thought was crazy. The prosecution asked for another 2 weeks. Did that happen with us?
That happened with me.
Okay.
Same thing.
So the prosecution is like, we're here for 2 weeks already. We want another 2 weeks so we can continue looking into this case. What I think that they're doing is going, hey, we know that there's no case, but we want to make an example out of any Americans or artists or black people specifically. This is a racist ass country, Sweden, bro. Racist as fuck. You think because they got women's rights and gay rights that they're like super progressive? Racist. Okay. I think they're basically like, okay, let's make an example of this motherfucker. Huge example made out of him. We'll keep him in as long as we can because we know once this goes to trial, the case is going to get thrown out. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think in a month where it's actually going to go to trial.
They'll most likely find something to charge him with because that's what my lawyer told me. He was like, they're going to charge you with something because if you get held, you get paid a certain amount per day you're held. But if you're found innocent.
But if the video clearly shows that he played peacemaker prior to being arrested,
that's the
they'll still find
there's no
something.
probable cause.
Like they'll still find something.
So what they're basically gonna do is they're gonna find something and they'll go, hey, you're charged with this. The punishment for that is a month in jail. It just so happens you've been in jail for a month. So you could plead guilty and walk away, or we could take this to trial. And naturally, if you're an American, you want to get the fuck out of here. You're like,
Right,
so you're saying I'm out? Boom. And that's what happened with you? Yeah. So Alex just pled guilty to whatever. He leaves. They give him a fine. He never got to pay it because he's not going back. None of us going back.
But this doesn't show up here as a part of your criminal case.
Fuck all that.
Like there's no record here of that happening.
Fucked up. So they're making him.
It's okay, but not okay. Is there a U.S. consulate there?
There is. They don't do shit.
So that's what
I think that's where my formal complaint would be. I mean, and I'm not. He has
Embassy
attorneys.
can't do a thing.
Yo, check this out.
They can't do anything because the government is immune
Because
to.
they're what's it called, neutral country.
Yeah, they're like
that?
completely independent. They don't have any like treaty to do anything with us. And second of all, this is the wild shit with the ASAP thing, is the Swedish government blocked the embassy from helping, or the consulate from helping. They blocked access. So that's how you know. And also I was speaking to his manager. His manager said, listen, I'm not trying to bring up the race card because he didn't know that they're fucking racists out there.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm not trying to bring up the race card, but this is the first time that hip hop acts have headlined every major music festival in the country this year for like the first time. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I think that might be their government setting this tone. Like, yo, we don't play this shit. If you're going to come here, you better play by the rules.
Right.
Better
So when
act
you
right.
see all these rappers posting, stuff like, I'm not going to Sweden no more until they free ASAP, the country's probably like, good.
That's what they want.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
one, two, and also you're gonna perform wherever they pay you. Shut the fuck up. The idea that like performers have this thing that they're really gonna boycott. It's like you're gonna go to Saudi Arabia where the women can't even drive a car. You definitely gonna
Nikki
go.
just pulled out of Saudi Arabia.
She did?
Yeah, this week.
Ooh,
Yeah, yesterday. She was
good
like, I'm
for
not going to
Nikki.
Saudi Arabia. Yeah,
Good for Nikki. She gonna still get them clothes made in the sweatshop. But good for Nikki.
Okay, well, another point. You want to say something else?
No, this is something that's completely new to me. The idea of blocking the U.S. Embassy would say, then why do we have a U.S. Embassy there to begin with?
No point.
I mean, you don't, even if you're a neutral government, why have a U.S. Embassy there? And if not, why not? I'm not a part of his legal team. There has to be some type of complaint or paperwork that can be filed here in the United States that in somehow, way, shapes or form gives them some type of power there.
100%.
And the idea that if, let's say the government didn't want any of these acts and it is, a racist, then they should have thought about that before that, the rappers or singers, whoever, were asked to come to the country.
Come to the festival.
Like if you really have that big of an issue with it,
Here's
then
how-
you should have quelled that prior to if that's your situation.
You know how fucked up this shit is? They went to the show, right? Did the show, and the police, I guess, came. They were like, hey, we want to like talk to you about this, because that's what they say. They go, oh, we just want to talk to you, right? They said it to Alex. Oh, your boy's going to be fine. We're going to pick him up tomorrow. We just want to talk to him. So we're like, all right, fine. Just go in there, Al. I'm going to get you in a few hours. And they said the same thing. They're like, listen, don't come to the festival. We'll come willingly after the show. So they let him do the show. And then right after you're done doing the show and everything's over, lock the fuck up.
Well, we took a shit before you went. Shit. That's the worst thing, to have to go into jail and have to take a shit.
Oh, I can shit anywhere. I don't care.
So we all have some empathy for ASAP in this situation, right?
100%.
All right. Okay, let me read this. Mm-hmm. This is ASAP Rocky being asked in 2015.
Oh, boy.
By the Source magazine. in reference to the police killings of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile. Do you ever feel like you're being forced to address these issues? ASAP says, they're not forcing me to do shit. I'm just going to stay black and die. Why? Because I'm black. So every time something happens because I'm black, I got to stand up. What the fuck am I? Al Sharpton now? I'm ASAP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I want to talk about my motherfucking lean, my best friend dying, the girls that come in and out of my life, the jiggy fashion that I wear, my new inspirations in drugs. I don't want to talk about no fucking Ferguson and shit because I don't live over there. I live in fucking Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. I'm in the studio. I'm in these fashion studios. I'm in these bitches' drawers. I'm not doing anything outside of that. That's my life. Now, whenever people are posting about ASAP saying, hey, you know, free ASAP, free the guy, it's a whole other group of people on social media saying, fuck him because of those comments.
But can't you grow maybe? Maybe he was a young kid in the
How
game.
long ago were the comments
2015.
made?
So it's 4 years ago. The kids,
Yes.
how old is ASAP? 20?
I don't even know.
Early 20s maybe?
I don't even know. I'll say this. I think his comments were stupid, but
A lot can change in 5 years, bro.
I don't even think it's the time. I think that Malcolm X once said, I'm for justice no matter who it is for or against.
Right.
And you can't pick and choose when you stand up for injustice based off who you like and don't like.
Right, because that injustice is going to affect you regardless.
Absolutely.
Right, 100%.
Absolutely. Rocky made those comments and they were dumb, but I bet when he comes home, he
He has
will
new
truly
perspective.
understand
Yeah.
why you have to stand up for people that have experienced injustice. So I just think it's wild corny for people to be like, fuck him. So do you care about injustice that happens to black people in this world, or do you care about ASAP Rocky?
Right.
Because
Right.
even if I didn't
And
like
crucifying him for comments he made years ago.
yeah, even if I didn't like ASAP Rocky, I wouldn't care. I would still want justice for this young man because what happened to him is indeed unjust. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice
Everywhere.
Everywhere. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
That's it. So, like, don't be upset when people are saying free ASAP Rocky because guess what? They may not even care about ASAP Rocky, but they may have saw the video and realize that what's happening to him is wrong. And realizing that could be any of us at any given time. That's called empathy, people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just a little goddamn common sense.
Yeah.
Like, simple as that.
And you know, if nobody posted that video, that he wouldn't be locked up.
Really?
Yeah. They found out about it because people were posting that video.
Oh.
So all you motherfucking world star this, world star that
Yeah.
people sharing fight videos all the time, you got your boy locked up.
Wow. We should only share fight videos when it's like the baby going in on Cam Coldheart. Those are the, like, only share the good ones. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think that's it. Listen, solid 2 hours.
What happened?
Talk about what?
The Detroit Festival.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about that before we go.
What happened?
Hold on. Matter of fact, you want to take a pee break? Anybody got a pee?
I'll do an ad.
Okay.
All right, let's take a break for a second, pay some bills here. Guys, Yeezys, Jordans, Off-Whites, if you're buying sneakers for a few $100s online, how can you be sure they're a real thing? You can't. Unless, of course, you go to GOAT.com because that's the safest way to buy and sell authentic sneakers online. They're the largest marketplace in the world for authentic Yeezys, Jordans, and over 600,000 sneaker listings. They've made the whole process frictionless and trustworthy. GOAT does this by only accepting sellers with the best reputation and by verifying all sneakers to ensure their authenticity for buyers. Every detail is inspected, from the stitching and the color to the size, the weight. GOAT certifies that every pair of sneakers on their site matches exact factory specifications. With over 500,000 sneakers on their platform and 10 million users, you won't find a better place or better prices for verified 100% authentic sneakers anywhere else. Find the perfect 100% authentic sneaker at goat.com/idiots. That's goat.com/idiots. Plus, you'll also be supporting our show. But you've got to go right now before the sneakers that you want are gone, because when you go to goat.com/idiots, you can get them. That's GOAT.com/idiots to get them. Also, big important notice. Maybe we should put this multiple times on the podcast. We are sectioning off the Brilliant Idiots YouTube. So we're creating a YouTube channel for Brilliant Idiots, okay? We've already done that. That's where we're going to be posting clips and we're going to be posting full episodes. So make sure you go subscribe to that right now. Go subscribe to that, and that's where we're going to be posting all the Brilliant Idiot stuff. So if you're one of the people that likes to watch the clips and watch the full episode online, we would love if you continue to do that. Just go and get that Brilliant Idiots and YouTube page and subscribe. You can get links to it on my YouTube page, Al. my YouTube page, youtube.com/TheAndrew Schulz, will have links to the Brilliant Idiots YouTube page. Also, Flagrant 2. If you listen to that, we are putting that on its own YouTube page. This is what happens when these shows grow. They need their own beast. So we're very excited to do that. Go do that right now if you're listening or watching. Subscribe. And is that hairline slowly starting to move backwards? The best way to prevent more hair loss is to do something about it while you still have some, all right? With 4hims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Neff, do I have great hair?
Do you have great hair?
Great hair.
I can't see it from here, but you do have great hair.
No, not gray hair. Great hair.
No, you do have great hair.
It's full, all
yeah,
in, right?
I like it. That's why. I see it. So get it.
I'm on that finasteride. I've been on it for probably a decade. That's what keeps this hair.
I like it. Keep doing it.
Girls need, I mean, let's be honest, a nice full head of hair on a guy. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker, but it's nice. No?
I think it's a deal breaker. So
really?
Yes.
You heard it here first. Queen Neff said it. She said that you need that full head of hair, guys. Listen, she's not joking. Hims is helping guys be the best version of themselves, and the best version of yourself, obviously, is going to have that full head of hair. Licensed physicians, FDA-approved products to help treat hair loss. No snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements, okay? Just answer a few questions. A doctor will review it. This is all online. And if they determine it's right for you, they can prescribe your medication to treat your hair loss, and it's shipped directly to your door. All you got to do is order right now. Our listeners get started with the Hims Complete Hair Kit for just $5. That's it, $5. While supplies last, of course, so get on it right now. Subject to a doctor's approval. You go to the website for the full details and safety information. This could cost hundreds of dollars anywhere else. A doctor or pharmacy is doing it for you. But for you, it's just $5. Okay, so you go to 4hims.com/BI. That's FORHIMS.com/BI. 4hims.com/BI.
All right, it wouldn't be a Brilliant Idiots podcast if we didn't get into a good discussion about race.
Ooh.
All right. Some people, but this is a different twist on it. Some people think that this is a case of reverse racism.
Which case is this?
Have you heard about the Detroit Music Festival?
Okay.
Who faced backlash for charging white people twice as much for a ticket. It's the Afro Future Fest. They were charging $10 for people of color and $20 for non-people of color. But a backlash began to form after one of the performers, rapper Tiny Jag, dropped out of the festival saying she was triggered by the policy. The organizers defended the policy, saying it was meant so people of color could have an equitable chance at enjoying events in their own community. But on Sunday, they reversed it, citing safety concerns over threats from white supremacists. Tickets are now $20 across the board, with a suggested donation for non-people of color.
That's a lot.
Did the organizers deserve the backlash? Nefertiti Jaquez.
I'll let Feathers go first.
Feathers.
I'm so confused here.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Go.
No, it's just a lot.
Talk to me. I want to fill in all the blanks you have.
Okay. Yeah, you can't price gouge based on race. Mm-hmm. Now, I love the idea that you create an affordable ticket so that the people that you're making music for can be represented there. You know, there's another conversation we can have, which is somewhat tied to this. You know, I think Dave Chappelle's doing this run on Broadway, and the tickets are like $800 or something like that, or $500, and it's like, I'm just curious. I'd love to talk to Dave about it, because it's just like,
how do we know Dave's tickets haven't been like this for a while though? Like,
they haven't.
They haven't, because I think he was in Atlanta recently, and I couldn't go because I was working. But a few of my friends went, and
when he's doing an arena with Rogan, they're doing a show together. I think the tickets are like $40 or something like that.
Really, for Rogan and Chappelle?
Yeah, bro, dude, that's what you got to do. And I know Dave does that as well. So maybe he's doing a specific thing with the Broadway run. I'm just curious as a performer, like.
So why are we mad at the music organizing to Detroit then?
That's why the argument's interesting. But the problem is the assumption is that these white fans don't appreciate that music just as much.
No, the assumption is these white fans are rich.
So hit them over the head.
Like, see, here's the thing. We know it's a racial wage gap in America.
Yeah.
It's like it's a gender wage gap. So being that it's...
There's not a gender wage gap.
Well, that's a whole nother argument. But we know it's a racial wage gap in America, and being that it's a racial wage gap in America, why not try to take some economic stress off the people that this wage gap is affecting?
Say what?
It's only $150.
What's only $150?
What? The tickets?
Yeah, right.
Wow, they tried to charge you $800, huh? Dave's like, if you're gonna come to my show, it's gonna be $800.
Feathers is just hungry.
I think you're looking at resale.
Oh, you might be looking at resale. Yeah. That's probably what you was looking at, Schulz. You were looking at resale.
Well, that's completely reasonable. I mean, if you're doing 150, that is
It's more than reasonable to see Chappelle
in an intimate like Broadway theater. 100%. That's amazing. That's amazing.
And I refuse to believe Joe and Chappelle only going for 40.
Bro, it was like 45. I looked it up. You can look up the tickets. But that's like a massive arena. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, okay,
maybe there's
okay.
different prices levels to that as well.
How are they measuring the race of the people?
That's a good
That's
question.
another good point too.
Like, couldn't you just put like I am black and get?
Why would you put I am black?
If you're ordering it online or something.
Maybe they ask you.
But yeah, if they ask you, couldn't you lie?
Yeah, just lie.
So
Wouldn't
were
you?
the tickets all online or were they in person?
Oh shit! I never even thought about this, but shouldn't we all just be buying like the senior tickets for the
The
movie theater?
$10 people of color tickets.
No, I know, but why don't we do that for the movie theater when the senior ticket is less expensive? Like if you're a senior,
That is very true.
we should. Nobody's checking.
I've ordered on Fandango like that before, and I always put adult, child. If I'm taking my daughters,
I
like,
should do all kid or all senior
why the fuck do we do that?
because we're dumb. But that's what these people out there.
No, we got integrity.
Yes.
We're
Whatever.
honorable humans.
Whatever.
And plus, you never know. You might fuck around and check old and then get there and they be like, you're not 70.
Okay, so maybe the thing with this is intent is good, execution's bad. You want the community to be able to afford it. I love that.
Yeah.
But you can't pick a race and punish them for the color
It's
of their
called
skin.
the Afro Future Fest.
Yeah.
All right. If it was the Mullet Future Fest, then you charge the black people 20, you charge the white people 10. I don't have a problem with this.
But would Black Twitter
Would Black Twitter what?
have a problem with that?
With the mullet fest?
Oh yeah, they would go crazy.
100. They'd go crazy. If they got overcharged for the Mullet Fest.
But here's the thing. That's the thing with backlash. It's going to happen regardless.
Right.
I want to know this. Is what they're doing illegal?
Yes.
Clearly it's not.
No, it is illegal.
Only people that got mad are people on social media.
But it is illegal. You can't charge a race more because
Okay,
of
what
their
about when you
race.
let ladies in free before a certain time at the club, or
club.
give them half price at the club? That's not illegal.
Now that's an interesting argument.
Eh.
You know what? Some things we allow to be illegal because if it wasn't for that thing, we wouldn't go. I mean, ladies' night is the reason why guys go.
So ladies night popping, you want to be there?
Hell yeah, because ladies aren't going to pay to go do shit.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think, Neff?
I don't go to ladies' night like that.
I'm not
so.
talking about the concert.
I don't need anything for free. No, look, I see both sides. I don't think that you should charge anybody based on race. I think it's just bizarre. I think it's oddly bizarre to charge. I mean, I think that you should have just made it affordable across the board. If it's something that's within a community and you're trying to raise money for that community, why are we charging people different
But
prices?
this is a good point, though. It was meant so people of color could have an equitable chance at enjoying events in their own community. When you go to these hip hop shows,
Right.
it's always a bunch of white people, and I always wonder why. I'm like, are white people really the biggest consumers of hip hop? I mean,
100%.
clearly they are. But why aren't more black and brown kids here when you know black and brown kids love hip hop too?
No,
Because the
think
tickets
that
cost $200,
Yeah.
bro.
But I'm
So,
thinking that the
10
ticket
and
should have
20
been
is easy.
Yeah, the ticket should have been cheaper. But then, if that's what your goal is, then bite the bullet and do it for the community.
Yeah.
Don't just pick another race, Asian, Latino, or white, and just charge them more. Bite the bullet, and if it is about that, that's your premise, so that it is more affordable. Then do whatever you need to do to make it less affordable, so that you don't have to overcharge.
I agree.
I agree, but I'm gonna tell you something. I never heard of the Afro Future Fest before this.
Now you know.
Hey man, either way it worked. All right, outrage works, backlash
100%.
works. When you do something to get people talking, it motherfucking works. And I would love to know if this show has sold out or not. Do we think this policy is racist?
Yeah. Absolutely. You're treating somebody different because of the color of their skin. That's racism. You're punishing them because of the color of their skin. That's racism.
I just think that they're looking out for the people that are really affected by the racial wage gap in America.
Yo, you know who never gets included in the racial wage gap argument?
Who?
The people who really make the
Did you
real
just say
money.
Asians?
She's right. She's 100% right.
I thought you meant at the bottom though.
No.
Oh, okay.
The people like it's a very. This is how you know these politicians are all a bunch of phonies. So like Elizabeth Warren posts this thing like we gotta address the racial wage gap in America, and then she goes for what the average white male makes. Look at what the average Latino, Black, whatever, Native American, etc. makes. Right. What she forgets on that scale is what the average Asian household makes,
Asian or
which is
Southeast
way
Asian.
more than the white
But
household.
isn't it based off like population size? It's not.
No, it's just based on race, right? It's a racial wage gap. But what they understand is making the white making white people the bad guy is a way better narrative than the realization that, oh shit, white people aren't the ones doing the best in America. Asians are doing the best
Hey man,
in America.
accept your role as a villain, baby.
Hey, it's fine. I'll be the Joker. I ain't got
That's
no
what
problem.
I'm saying.
I ain't got no problem being the Joker. I'm
The
just
Joker
saying how
wore white face
phony.
for a reason.
I'm just saying how phony motherfuckers are. Like, it's so crazy. Like, the Governor Cuomo even today, and shout to the U.S. women's national team, the soccer team won, the World Cup. That's
Now those women should
amazing.
be making a lot of money. They should be making a lot more money than they are.
They should be making what they deserve to make.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's it.
The arenas are selling out.
Right.
The ratings are through the roof.
Right.
The merch is being sold.
Right.
Like it's no reason. It's like college sports, bro.
Right, but the difference is they don't generate revenue, right?
Yes, they do.
No,
they don't.
No. So there's all these like fake statistics that come out where they try to like game the statistics to make it look like the women's team is actually making more than the men's team.
That's
right?
what I heard. I heard it was like 30% more.
So check this out. Let's look. And my buddy F.A. brought this up, which is a great point. He goes, if they're actually, this is how you know the statistics that they're putting out are fake. If they're making more than the men's team, right? Then why would they ask for equal pay? If you're making more, you would ask for,
but I don't think
more.
But no. I think it's like the WNBA. Like they're making like tens of thousands of dollars as opposed to the men who are making tens of millions, hundreds of millions
the
of
men's
dollars.
are making billions, right? So it's a different
So
thing.
when she say equal pay, they just want to make tens of millions and hundreds of millions too.
Well, they don't make enough to get that. I guess what I'm saying, you get paid in soccer, right? They get paid based on a percentage of the revenue, right? So their revenue, and I got the statistics somewhere on my phone, but their revenue is way less. But they actually make a larger percentage of that revenue. So they make, let's say they bring in $100 million. They make 13% of that. The men, let's say, bring in $1 billion. They make 9% of that. So the women are actually overpaid compared to the men. They just don't bring in.
Are the
enough
women
revenue.
making tens of millions, $100 million?
No. The women's soccer is bringing. They just don't bring enough money. Look, this is America. If we can profit off of it, we will. We profit off of prisons. Please believe we'd be able to. If we could profit off of female soccer, we would. The reality is, women.
These are the women. These teams in America.
Say what?
These teams in America.
They tried it. Every time I tried it, fails. Why? Because people are stealing money from it? No, because women don't watch soccer. Women don't watch female soccer.
You know who else don't watch soccer?
That's not true. My mother watches soccer.
She doesn't watch women's soccer.
Yes, she does.
Well, there's not enough of your mothers to support it. Because if there were, it would exist. It's simple as that. It's like the big three. But
these numbers are through the roof. The ratings are better than the men's.
Yeah.
That's the whole argument. Like the ratings.
It's because it's in the World Cup and America supports anything that's within the country.
Women's playoff. They say the numbers are way better than the men. That's the whole argument they're making. That's why everybody's coming out saying, hey, they need to be getting paid just as much as the guys.
But at the end of the day, right? So you get paid on a revenue share, and a lot of that revenue is not just how many people go to the game, right? A lot of that revenue is
merch.
It's TV deals. And outside of America, nobody gives a fuck about soccer. Female soccer. They love soccer.
Soccer's huge. Soccer's the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah, but you have to understand these parts of the world, women are still
it's actually
like
football,
right?
Yes.
A lot of these parts of the world, the women are still like cooking and cleaning. Like they're not going out and doing like sporting events, right? Like you have in the third world, right, where soccer is most prevalent. It's not like you have women going, I want to be a professional soccer player. They're like, no, you're going to be a mom of 6. This is what you do, right? In America, women have the opportunity to just be a professional soccer player. That's why the countries that are the most progressive with women's rights always do the best in female soccer. And then if you look at male soccer, the countries that are most progressive suck, right? Well, I guess Germany's good. But outside of that, you have these countries that you might not think that do pretty well. But I'll get the statistic.
I'm gonna tell you what just dawned on me.
What's that?
I don't give a fuck about soccer.
Son,
I don't even have the energy.
Same.
I just don't care about soccer in this way. I just want everybody to get paid if they deserve to get paid. If not, I don't have a dog in this fight.
People seem confused about World Cup pay. Each team gets paid from the total pot, prize money. Women's 2019 World Cup equals $30 million. That's 23%. Men's 2018 World Cup equals $400 million.
Jesus Christ.
And they get 7%. So the women's estimate is $131 million. The men's revenue is over $6 billion. It's really not that big a deal.
So what you're saying is women should be charged $10 and men should be charged $20 to get into these, to get into these World Cup games.
100%. That's how you fix it all.
All right. Neff, give them your Twitters and your Instagrams. Tell them where to find you.
Twitter, first name, last name, Nefertiti, Nefertiti Jaquez, Jaquez. Same on Instagram, same on Facebook.
Should men shoot their shot or don't waste their time?
On DM, don't waste your time.
Okay.
Because I'm not even checking it.
You don't even look?
Look for what? You know how many pictures and resumes I get? No.
They send you resumes?
Resumes and
guys send you resumes?
and pics? Yeah, no.
Oh, pics of their privates.
And resumes.
But the guy will send you his resume.
Yes.
I mean, that
they'll
is
make it a
flattering. With the dick.
Sometimes.
That's crazy.
Sometimes separately. Or they'll make it a point like they think that if like they're not married and don't have children, that's going to give them a better shot.
I mean, kind of does. I mean, listen, I get not a better shot with you, but I can understand why he would think that.
No, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know you, and I'm a crime journalist. So what makes you think that I'd actually go on a date with you because I met you on Instagram?
True indeed.
Oh, hell no.
Never once did you just talk to somebody on Instagram DM and then it turned into something? Never at all? Okay.
Nope. And nobody can come out and say it, and they don't have any receipts, and I'm good with answering that question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're definitely about to get a lot right now, Neff. I'm sorry. The one thing about Brilliant Idiots listeners,
they go for it.
Whatever you tell them not to do, they're definitely about to do.
You got to send us the worst resume that you get from Brilliant Idiots.
Resume or like just
you're going to get some resumes from Brilliant Idiot
obscene
listeners.
pictures,
No,
too.
obscene
You don't
pictures.
want
Send
We want
Feathers a dick
resumes.
pic. He deserves it.
Okay.
All right, fine. We'll get a dick pic.
Send him the worst penis pic that you get.
Just a sad one. Not even hard. I want a soft dick pic. Not even a soft dick.
I mean, they're all sad because why do you think that would even attract me to begin with?
Yeah, that's a weird thing to do.
I know
You
Paige
think?
ain't back there screaming boom.
Say what?
Who screamed boom?
No one ever asks for a dick pic unless they do, and then you can send one. But no one.
Yo, girls ask for dick pics a lot.
No, they're just sending them. These are not like
Yeah, not requested.
Dick pics are the worst.
yeah. So are jail letters.
No one wants
I
to
always
see
think
your
that's
dick
weird.
without my
Yeah, they airdropping dicks now, bro.
Yo, some
And they
dude,
airdropping everybody.
Yo,
On the
some
subway?
dude on a flight tried to send me a pic, bro. And we on the same flight for 4 hours, locked together, bro.
See if you
That
wanna
shit
come-
is
How did he know?
weird,
Well,
bro.
I guess he would have known it was
Nah,
you,
he sent me
but
a picture
that's
of him. Like, he's just in his seat smiling. I'm like, bro.
weird. Maybe you should change the name on your AirDrop.
And I was in business class, bro. I took that curtain, I closed that shit so fast. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Airdropping dick is like licking ice cream in the store, bro.
Yeah, put him to
Like,
jail.
you should be charged,
Send
yo.
him to jail, B.
You should be
This
charged.
happens?
And you'll know that.
Yo, go on the subway with us regular folk.
Why do you think it won't go on a subway?
Neff, don't invite this in your life.
Hey, Neff,
Act like it's happened before. If not, they're gonna make sure it does.
Hey. You go on that subway, you gonna get some dicks.
They don't just do it in the subway. They do it in any crowded place. If they see you and they can get you, they be like, "Oh, such and such phone, airdrop the dick."
But they don't
So just change the name on your phone.
But they don't even need.
They gonna still
They don't
send
need a
it.
name.
Oh.
They just do it random. They're like, whoever's there, I'm gonna try to prank them, send them my
They
dick.
don't care, bro.
So
It's
then
like
turn your AirDrop off.
Wait, you could do that?
Yes. That's how it saves battery to your phone.
That's why my phone dying because people send dicks all goddamn day.
Yes.
airdrop the dick.
And you know
That's a new song, bro.
And there's some apps I
That's
won't
a
name
song.
that drain your battery a little bit faster too.
So I need to get my shit.
So close out the apps.
Okay, close out
Right.
the apps. Okay.
You could also do AirDrop where it's only your contacts, like people that you know, like everybody in this room.
That's what I need to do.
Yo, I need
You
to figure
don't
out
need
my
to just
phone.
leave it on so that strangers are just sending you pictures.
That's how I do it usually.
Well, then that's why you're getting all these pics.
That's why people
So
airdropping
don't be
the dick, bro.
surprised, Feathers. It's partly your fault.
Feathers. Don't be surprised that people airdropping you dick.
I feel like you guys are victim
Airdropping
blaming.
dick off.
Airdropping dick
Airdropping dick off. All right. As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're brilliant, or you
Yes, we
think we're
are.
just a couple. Yes, we are. But if you think we're just a couple of idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Thank you, Nefertiti, for coming.
Of course.
Yes,
thank you for
thank
having
you.
me.
Guys, this episode has been brought to you by Cliff Bars. Cliff Bars. I love me a Cliff Bar, man. I'm not going to lie. I love me a Cliff Bar. That's what I do right before I hit the gym. I go Cliff Bar. They're absolutely delicious. They make me feel healthy, okay? They got all these great flavors. A lot of these bars taste like shit, but not Cliff Bar. Cliff Bars taste amazing. I go with that peanut. I go with that peanut butter one. They actually got two different types of Cliff Bars. They're the ones that have like the filling inside as well. Those are really good. I recommend them. But look, There's a whole lot of tasty new fruit, nut, and seed bar from Cliff Bar. Okay, this soft-baked snack bar has all the goodness that you want. It's got pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashews, dried cherries, or ginger, and none of the stuff that you don't want. That means no gluten, bang. No soy, bang. No dairy, bang. Or added sugar. I don't do the added sugar. Plus, it's packed with 10 grams of plant-based protein. All you got to do is visit cliffbar.com/idiots for 35% off a trial pack of Cliff Bar's new whole lot of bars. Guys, it's cliffbar.com/idiots. Go get that, all right? Go be healthy. Go be strong. Go be a brilliant idiot with them Cliff Bars. We'll see you next week. Peace.